Scott Pilgrim is back!
Everything Xbox is out in the open.
Ubisoft's a pile of shit.
Oh, a bit rough.
We go into the normal intro there, Brayden?
Yeah, we can do that if you want.
That sounds good. Smooth. Hello everyone, welcome to Hack The Dino. My name is Ben Rosenthal and I am joined, as per usual, by the limb collector, Mr. Dan McGuinness.
I need your limbs.
Possibly the happiest gaming anthropologist ever in existence, because his beloved Xbox has released all the details and he cannot wait to sit down and pay all the money so he can get all those Xbox goodies. Mr. Floppy Starrick.
I love Xbox.
I heard your erection that from my house when this stuff got announced. I was like, oh, what's that? Oh, it's just Floppy's like Xbox X-erection.
Hitting the ceiling.
X-erection.
And over on the keys, we have our Millennial Falcon, Mr. Braden Dixon.
Hello, lads.
You know you
Okay.
can pop up now, Braden.
Oh, that's right. Let's go to here.
I did when I heard about
everyone.
Xbox.
Hello.
How are we doing?
Okay, so if you like what you're hearing and seeing, be sure to head over to twitch.tv/hackthedino, which is where you may be watching us live right now. We're going to be talking to the chat a lot more. We're going to be badgering you to give us money a lot more.
We're a really Patreon-focused hangout now, guys. So we decided the people who have been supporting us for all these years, we're going to fully pay you back. We're going to come around to your house with a gun. We're not doing that. Not tonight.
As a gift. A gift for you.
To you, from us, terrorists.
Nerf guns. Nerf guns. Don't say the T word.
So yeah, it's more of a hangout show. We're just going to talk. We're going to have fun. You may notice because it's a new look. I know Ben didn't want me to mention that, but I worked hard, so I'm going to mention it. But we're going to actually watch some trailers tonight. We're going to do a bunch of things, and we're going to live play games together. So let's see how that goes. Whilst we're not reviewing anymore, but we're just going to chat about them while someone plays them. So if you're in the chat, we're going to converse with the chat now a little bit more. So this is like a monologue. I mean, Braden could have zoomed into my face and while I'm saying something, but
hello.
Oh, there you go. He's. But done. Ben.
Yes, thank you. You can also catch this show if you're not watching it live on twitch.tv/hackthedino over at YouTube. But we discovered YouTube isn't very friendly to people who are trying really hard to be startups and just bury us under that algorithm pressure. But you can watch us over there. This will be up as per usual. If you, again, don't like our faces, don't like those zoom ups, don't like watching games or just hearing the sound effects because you're a weirdo, you can head over to Spotify or iTunes or SoundCloud and still get the weekly podcast. They'll still be going up as per usual, but it'll be a completely different beast. But anyway, enough of that. Let's talk about the first biggest thing that ever happened this week.
The first biggest thing?
Yep, it was the biggest thing that I could think of. Anyway.
Apart from Floppy's ex-boner.
Well, we're going to talk about that right now. Floppy! Tell us how your boner reacted when the Xbox Series S...
Oh, look, it was expected, I guess.
Thank you, Floppy.
Thank you, Floppy.
No, to talk it through, this happened, I think, Monday or Tuesday morning, if I'm corrected. Braden, did you end up getting those images that I sent you?
I thought we were just going with this one clip because it actually got announced.
I'm pretty sure it was like Wednesday morning.
Well, I wanted to go on the whole journey.
Oh, you
Anyway.
wanted to make people relive the couple days
It started
beforehand
off-
where Xbox went really awkward that their shit got leaked.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So basically, to cut a long story short without images, a picture of the Xbox Series S came out on Twitter and said, "Oh, leaked, and it's going to be $299." And then another picture came out, so people were going, "Oh, is this real? It looks like a Photoshop thing." Then another picture came out, and it was the Series S next to the Series X with the prices of both of them. And
We've
people
got that.
going,
But that picture's in the show, right? We should be able to bring that up.
it
right?
wasn't the show run, but Braden didn't get it.
And it's gone now.
And then people are going, okay, this has actually got some
Merit.
Yeah, some merit to it. Then Xbox tweeted out, you know that awkward monkey gif where it's a set of two pictures of that monkey looking away and then monkey looking again? Xbox tweeted out that meme.
Was that
on
not
the
the
official account?
Perfect response from
Yep.
them? That was
It
perler.
was just, and then I think a couple of hours later, they announced the Series S and the price and everything. They didn't announce the Series X. They announced the date it's coming out, which is the 10th of November, with pre-orders coming available on the 22nd of September. That's very, very soon. I think Braden's just pulled it up there. That's their official
so
tweets.
good. Well done on Xbox
See,
for owning that.
I saw this picture and I didn't know what was going on. I was like, why is Xbox doing that weird meme? I get it now. I finally understand what was happening. That's hilarious. Someone's put in the comments there the PlayStation.
So I thought that was great. Just the perfect response. Then they, of course, officially had to announce everything. Today, Phil Spencer came out from his Twitter account and went, we were going to announce it next week, but whatever, here you go. And just, gave us everything. Everything's been announced. So for those of you who haven't heard, the Series X and the Series S are coming out on November 10th. As I said before, the pre-order date is the 22nd of September, so a little over, a week?
Week and a half.
Week and a half, wow. It has been confirmed as the Series S, which is an all-digital system, for $299 US, which is around $500 Australian.
$470, $500.
And the $499 for the Series X USD, which is around $750 Australian. Or something that they've worked really, really hard to do is a 24-month payment plan, which is $33 and $39 respectively. Now, I think the Telstra one's a little bit more expensive, like $44, but for that you also get Games with Gold and Game Plus.
I'm just going to buy a Sony new TV and just get the PlayStation free with it. Like they did for... What did they do that one with? What was that? Was that PlayStation 3 they did that?
I think so. No, 2?
2, wasn't it?
No, I think it was 3. And they're like, everyone who bought a Sony new TV got just the PlayStation.
Because it was their Blu-ray player.
Well, I think
that was a PS3 thing.
Yeah, my parents have one just because of that reason. They were just like, oh, cool.
Didn't realise it played games as well?
No.
So... What did we think? You obviously within the industry, Floppy. What did you think about these leaks and everything?
I thought the leaks were funny. Like, I don't tend to pay attention to leaks until they get confirmed. Happened pretty quickly.
It did.
Look, I thought it was really good pricing. I think they're very comparatively priced to like the previous generations as well when they've released, which I was surprised at.
Do you remember the pricing of the One X when it launched?
The Xbox One X was $650.
Yeah, so only $100 more, which with inflation. Pretty like for like.
And not far off at all. And I think when, in the US dollars at least, they're pretty much the same price as the PS3 and the 360 when they came out. I think, if I remember correctly.
They've been hiding these prices for so long now. Did they really think that it wasn't going to... all this stuff was eventually going to get leaked?
Yeah.
That's my thought as well. When it all leaked, part of me went, I feel really bad for them because they're obviously gearing up. But then part of me went, no, serves you right for playing chicken. Like, you lost. Like, you lost that game of chicken. You've had your big surprise leaked and whatever, and obviously, one could argue that they were holding off to try and force Sony to show their hand, which Sony still hasn't. I'm now of the impression that Sony's actually at a disadvantage now because people are excited about the Xbox and the fact that it's very, very good offering that they're putting forward. I think the prices are very fair.
I think, though, what's going to happen is the same thing that's happened every other time is Xbox has released something and everyone's got really excited, and then a week or a week and a half later, Sony's gone, and here's what the HDMI port looks like, and everyone forgets about Xbox.
HDMI? Would they resolve that yet? I think, this is my hit prediction, or what I think is going to happen. So you know how we're all like going, oh, why haven't they released anything? We don't know what games are coming out. We don't know, all this stuff like, it's in there, like, COVID's happened, like, all this stuff, so everything's been delayed. You know what? I think, even if COVID didn't happen, I think we'd be in the exact same spot right now with Xbox and PlayStation.
I think
they're both sitting there. None of them want to give anything out. This is big. The idea that I think no one had announced their prices because I think they were all like, oh no, I'm going to wait to see what Sony does. So Xbox wants to undercut Sony and Sony doesn't want to be undercut. So they're just both pushing it along. And now this leak came out. So that little monkey of Xbox, there would have been a lot of them actually doing that. They're like, damn, we've been holding on for all this long. I don't think it was a leak. I think they were like generally like, fuck. How much is it? $750
Australian. So just to quickly go back, our predictions that we did a couple of months ago at the start of the show, or last year, where we predicted the date of release and the price.
Yeah, well, how good
so
were we?
Looking at it, like, this is just going on the Xbox, so it's still 50-50. Floppy, you said November 16.
Pretty close.
At $790.
Pretty close.
I said November 25 at $750. And Dan said November 13 at $747. So I think we have to kind of give that to Dan at the moment.
We were talking about the PlayStation at that point, though.
No, this was just a generic release.
No, it was PlayStation.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Memory. That's what we've got written down here. Overall, what do we think of the two things? Like, the Series S only has a 512 gig SSD.
That is pretty small.
It's very small.
That's like a flash drive these days.
Considering that's the digital one as well, I thought that was a bit odd.
We just have to get used to a world where we're going to have to just download games a lot more. Like, buy them, play them, delete them, and then re-download it if we want to play it again.
Do we know if the Series S has, like, expandable memory?
You'd assume it would.
You'd hope so, wouldn't you?
Like, all the stats have been released. I haven't dived into that yet. But I'm assuming that, yeah, much like the current gen consoles, you can get a terabyte or 2 terabyte SSD.
I believe they actually had, because it was Sony who were using a particular type of SSD that you'll be able to change up. And then it was Xbox who had their own proprietary SSD that looks like a little like rectangle thing you shove in the back. So
is this going to be like the PSP or the Vita?
The Vita memory card?
Yeah.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah.
Where you have to buy it?
I can go over to Japan and feel good for getting a cheap one, like with Vita.
Because legitimately with the PS5 one, you'll be able. They're working on having ones where on the box of the SSD it'll say whether or not it's PS5 compatible, whereas
Right.
Xbox will have an Xbox One.
Got a couple people in the chat. Game Boy Dad saying he reckons he's going to stick with PlayStation. He reckons that's the better one. We've got Spoogly Dude saying the Xbox. He thought the Xbox reveal was fine, but he hates the design of the Series S over the S.
No, X over
X
the
over
S.
the S. So he likes the S more.
Wait, is that the big one?
Yeah,
See, I kind of like the thin one with the subwoofer on the side.
that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Another
that's
thing
the one,
I
yeah.
realized as well this week was how much in a sentence it just looks like the Xbox Series.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Series
Yeah.
Snakes.
The Series Lisp. What I would like to know is, where does this leave Sony, and have our preferences sort of changed? Personally, I was very much looking forward to getting a PS5 at launch. However, the past couple of days I've been sort of thinking, going, right, why do I really want a PlayStation 5? Do I want it because, you know, this is the sort of industry that I love and I want to be a part of the conversation at launch, knowing that launch consoles generally aren't the best and they always have, you know, red rings and whatnot like that.
They're not going to have a red ring.
I know,
on this
but like
guy.
there's always unforeseen things.
They haven't even put a ring on it to get red.
But my point is,
That's
do
what
I
they
need
should-
one?
That's what they should have
That's
done.
gonna have
for
a
360.
problem.
Just took the ring away.
Considering that there's like launch game wise, we don't really have anything. We've already discussed numerous times Xbox has got Games Pass, and I can play that on my One S at the moment, not a problem. PlayStation 5, you've got Miles Morales at launch, and then you've got Ratchet and Clank launch window, so that's not at launch. Should I still be thinking, yeah, I'm going to get a PS5 or an Xbox at launch, or, you know, the fact that these consoles are going to be limited anyway due to the global ongoing bastard, do we just sort of wait 6 months until they've got that stuff sort of finalised?
Bearing in mind you got Horizon Zero Dawn
Launch window.
which is like February.
But is it confirmed February?
Pretty sure it's got a date.
Does it? Braden,
sure.
does Horizon have a date?
I
'Cause-
don't believe it does, but let me have a look.
Let's take into consideration that if you get it on launch day, we don't know particularly when the next shipment is going to be available
Well, that's the
worldwide.
thing. Sony said that you got an extremely limited chance. That's why they're doing that whole email thing where,
That's weird.
email us your gamer tag and we'll decide if you're good enough to give us your money.
Oh,
Yeah,
Is it
that's
like a
weird. Once we
lottery?
look at your platinums.
It's not even a lottery. You email your gamer tag and then they look into how much time and how long you've been a fan and how long you've been subscribing to, and they will invite you to give them money to have a launch PlayStation
You
5.
may pay us.
You know that I'm on that list, right? I've already signed up. I'm hoping to God that I've done enough.
I've done heaps, man. If they look into me, they'd be like pitching tents everywhere.
Okay. How long
that's-
have you had your gamer tag though?
That's just his browser history.
Forever. Evil Dan 666. How's Satan?
Look him up.
Floppy
I like
rocks.
Doom.
Floppy
There is
rocks.
also no
Years.
current rumor or anything for the exact month or time of 2021. It's just 2021.
For Horizon.
I swear it was February.
We're overlooking Game Pass, though.
Yeah, but again, we've discussed this previously. Xbox One S also plays Game Pass, and
And most of the games are just indie games that don't need a 3,000 graphic card or whatever running it.
the Series S only up-reses to 4K, so it's not true 4K.
Oh, well,
Same
I'm
as
out
the
there.
One S.
Yeah,
If it's not true 4K.
Yeah,
So it's a slim PS4 Pro.
basically, yeah.
Oh.
No, honestly, that's
It's a 1S.
Yeah, it's just got the solid state drive, so it means it'll run faster.
Do you know what happened to me this week? I bought, you know those Ultra 4K DVD, Ultra 4K
Yeah, the black case ones.
blue black case. So I bought Miles Morales. What's that movie called?
Spider-Verse?
Into the
Into the
Spider-Verse. I'm
Spider-Verse.
like, you know what? That film's going to look great, and it's just like can play on like a PS.
You got it in 4K.
PS Pro. Got it in 4K. Got it home. Put it in the 4K PS Pro. And it's like unsupported disc.
Well-
Looked into it a bit deeper,
PS4 doesn't play 4K DVDs, only games and stream.
but we looked into it. Me and Braden. If I bought it on the PlayStation 4 in 4K, it would work.
Yes.
That's turkey. That's
Digital
a turkey
Their,
maneuver.
their optical drive doesn't play 4K Blu-rays.
But because
I agree.
I said to the person
ridiculous.
at the clerk at JB, I said, "Will PlayStation Pro play this?" And like, yeah. I'm like, lucky
Yeah, mate.
it also has the Blu-ray in it as well. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll just watch it on, like, cripplingly artifacty Blu-ray. Like, but nah. So yeah, it happened to me.
Speaking of crippling, Ubisoft had a forward this morning.
Mm.
Basically their Nintendo Direct, and announced a couple of games. Some nice surprises in there, some not so nice surprises in there. One of the things I think I've got a list here of what I think are the big things coming out of it, and after we've gone through this, Dan, we'll move on to what I know you would love to talk about. So the first one was the former Gods and Monsters, which is now Immortals Phoenix Rising, which sounds like a mobile game. Is out December 3rd, which was really surprising me. Now, for those of you who don't know, this game is a Breath of the Wild ripoff.
I thought this was a Gears of War time when I was read it, 'cause it was like Marcus Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenix. Yeah.
Phoenix.
Is it a rip-off or is it just it's an homage? Like it's
What's that guy doing?
It's Breath of the Wild. It's an open world, climb everything, but you play Phoenix and you are defeating all the mythical gods and monsters.
Oh,
You got a big
pretty
hammer.
cool.
and apparently you've been to Toontown.
Yeah, that's a weird first thing to show, I think. I honestly wasn't that impressed by this.
It's kind of making me want to play it.
Why? Why is this trailer appealing to you, Floppy?
Same reason that Breath of the Wild appealed to me. Like you're saying, it's a clone of Breath of the Wild. I really like that game.
Mhm.
I think this is going to give me the same warm, fuzzy feelings.
But surely the feel of that game is what Nintendo do really, really well. So Nintendo make games, like the first party games, I think the mechanics and how the game feels while you're playing is a distinctively Nintendo thing. They seem to have that formula down really, really well. And I think other companies have tried to mimic it and no one's really just nailed it.
Yes and no. I mean, I like that kind of gameplay. I like that kind of, like you said, the feeling and the Nintendo-ness of it. If I'm getting that on a PlayStation, like I'm not looking at what console I'm playing it on or what controller's in my hand. They're all relatively the same. So it looks like it's
They're
going
going
to
to
tick
eat you alive in the comments, by the way.
Yeah, of course they are. I'm okay with that. It looks like it's going to tick boxes for me, and I like what it looks like, and it's pretty.
I'm the same with that. Like, once the controller's in my hand, I'm not thinking about it ever. So when my mates always used to go, "Man, I hate the PlayStation controller. I love the Xbox one," and I just honestly couldn't tell you which one I'm holding at any time because I'm just like sometimes I have to think about, if it's a quick time event, I have to think about what color, what I'm doing then. But like apart from that, I'm not much of a unless I get crampos, I'm fine.
I will rip into the Xbox controller for shits and giggles because it's ridiculous.
But you love the Xbox controller.
No, I don't. I hate it. It's asymmetric. Why would you do that? But it's really, when you're playing it, it's just as easy to play.
It's fine.
It's the asymmetry that bugs me about it.
Yeah, I mean, this trailer specifically, now I did say at the start that it was a trailer that was made in-game using the game engine. This game specifically, Floppy, you said that's something you'd be interested in playing. Dan, do you think you'd give this a crack? Or
I've got this thing that I am really not interested in Greek mythology. I didn't mind it when I was Kratos and got to kill them all.
Racist.
But in a way, really violent. But I reckon this is going to be one of those games where I'm going to, like shoot something with an arrow and it's going to hit the ground and go, and I'll get a coin or some shit in it. But but you know what? I'm always drooling. I'm always thirsty for the next Breath of the Wild. But later on, we can talk about it. And then they brought this thing out. So there's a new Breath of the Wild. We're gonna get into that. Bloody mosquito.
Get him.
next we had Valhalla. Assassin's Creed Valhalla gameplay announced for November 17 and coming soon to next-gen consoles. So this is going to be a double release. I don't know if the smart upgrade thing that Xbox have touted is going to apply for this. I assume it would. What did we think of this gameplay? I, again, wasn't really impressed. It looked a little bit not smooth to me.
I thought it was funny. So this one here, is this the one where the guy's talking over the top, going like, you play this lady and you can do all this stuff.
And I'm the worst voiceover guy in the history of voiceovers.
So it showed you like as a Viking, coming into a village, and it's like you can go into a village and choose whether you want to, fuck them over or not. And it just showed them coming into this village, and they weren't even getting attacked, and they just start firing arrows into the roofs and burning all the houses down, like. And I'm like, when's it going to come in and say, like, press B to rape? Like,
whoa!
Press C to pillage. Like,
Heaps glad my kids are watching.
Apparently what?
Heaps glad my kids are watching.
Well, I'm just saying, it looks like that you're the bad guys. Look at this. It's going to be, like, look, they just start burning down this village and maiming people. They're not a threat. And I'm like, oh, God, is this...
Well, it's a Viking game, right?
Yeah, I know.
I don't know if the Vikings were like super into fair fights.
I'm not sure the Vikings were...
That's why I think it's a weird character thing to be. Like, they've put you in the thing, because I don't know if it's true. Like, I do have some like friends who actually did PhDs in Vikingness. I don't know what the real word is. So
Pretty sure that's it.
She could probably tell me, Lisa. She could probably tell me, like, they weren't like that in the end. But then, so you rob other villages so you can build up your village. And I'm like...
And have a pet leopard.
It's like Eric the Viking with Tim Robbins. That's a great film.
Well, yes. I don't know. The other thing is, it didn't look like an Assassin's Creed game, but the other thing is, it's probably great because I'm bored of Assassin's Creed games.
Can I say, I'm cautiously optimistic about this because it looks a bit more like an Assassin's Creed game than the last one, and I got bored with the last one and didn't play it because I'm like...
I reckon it looks less like an Assassin's Creed game. But anyway, Braden, you wanted to bring something up?
Yeah, I was going to jump in and say, I reckon this is going to be one of those things where, because in history, everyone's like, as Dan was saying, like, the Vikings were pillagers and rapers and all of this stuff of like
maybe
these
allegedly
these English territories. This is going to be a game where you're seeing it from the other perspective, and they're going to be like, "Hey, two sides to every coin. Like every story's got like reasons for why they're like this." It's like Cobra Kai.
Oh yeah, Daniel was a bad guy.
Yeah,
apparently.
We've always thought that.
I've watched Cobra Kai, and it's amazing. That show. Everyone should go out and watch that show. Oh my god, it's so good. Yeah, but
can I just say, as someone who does karate, it's not that good.
Well, do you know what? As someone who's not watching it for their kata or technique, and didn't care about the karate part.
Well, it just strikes me like that, as well as other action films, when someone can get punched in the face 5 times. It's like, well, if you've ever punched someone in the face, or you've ever been punched in the face, you don't get back up. It hurts. It hurts.
Breaks your hand too.
Sure, but that'd be I don't want to watch a TV show where someone gets punched in the face and they're out for the rest of the season. Because it's just a fighting movie.
Nose is across the other side.
Yeah, the fat eye, got a bum eye. Anyway, I'm coming back to it. Oh man,
Jesus.
That was good. Well, the flack that Odyssey got was that it didn't feel like an Assassin's Creed game, and this one looks less like an Assassin's Creed game to me, except for this bit now that they're obviously showing it looks exactly like the first Assassin's Creed. What is this? It's a simulator of like
It's a shopping simulator.
Make bread.
Yeah, that Star Wars movie where they walk down corridors and just talk and do all the exposition. Attack of the Clones.
I think this is going to be more like Assassin's Creed 2, and I think they're being very careful as to what they show you, and then it's going to come out and it's going to be so Assassin's Creed 2 that it's going to wipe the floor. I think.
And 90% of the game's going to be Desmond. He's back.
I'd be totally cool. I love Desmond. I miss
You're
Desmond.
the only person in history who likes Desmond.
That's not true. I've met another person.
North.
Is he the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. This is funny big dire wolf there. I'm pretty sure. Is there mystical stuff in these games?
Yep.
That looks pretty mystical.
Yeah, in Origins and Odyssey, and they're more RPG type things, they've started introducing more mystical things.
I'm definitely gonna buy this and play it for like 20 minutes.
I'm gonna play it.
You'll play it the whole way through.
I'm gonna love this game.
Speaking of something you can play for 20 minutes, Far Cry VR was launched, coming out in 2021 on zero latency VR consoles. Now I say that because I can't see anyone being able to play a VR version of Far Cry 3 for any more than 20 minutes. Dan, you're the VR person.
I've heard. I love that the chats has jumped on how everyone likes Desmond. Ashraf and Dylan. He was a beautiful man, wasn't he? Anyway, sorry, what were you saying? I wasn't listening.
Far Cry VR. Far Cry 3 in VR. Will this be something that you will be keen to go into and play?
Nah, I've got a very specific VR rule set. Number one, all my VR games I have to be sitting down when I play them, and I don't like games where you move within the game if you're not physically moving. It makes me feel sick. But that's me because I'm terrible at VR. I can only play VR for like 20 minutes. So, so I like stuff like Rush of Blood and stuff like that, where you're sitting in a little car and you're just going along.
Super
and you've got
hot.
no control of it. Super hot and stuff
super.
like that. No, I won't play this. I'm not a Far Cry dude. I get bored of just being on an island. I like levels to mix up and go to different places and stuff like that. And when you're just kind of on an island, hanging out with an elephant and stuff like that, I'm just like, I'm out.
Floppy.
I am a Far Cry dude. And Far Cry 3 is by far my favourite, followed very closely by Far Cry Primal, which most other people hate.
Isn't that just the reskin?
It's the little DLC.
So it was a
type
reskin. No, Far Cry Primal was a full game, but it was the same sort of basic map as Far Cry 4.
Right.
But it was like 10,000 BC and had saber-tooth tigers and stuff. That was cool. But Far Cry 3 is by far my favourite. And I think it's most people's probably favourite because it was the best written.
Definitely.
What about
coolest.
the one that was like Far Cry? It was like in like the 80s future.
Oh, Blood Dragon. That was with Michael Biehn. That was like a DLC type.
That
Why
was
not?
a DLC for 3?
Was that super good and popular?
It was like had a really bit of a cult following.
Yeah, that thing was bonkers.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, why don't
bonkers.
they just do a whole game like that? Oh, they did
But
Cyberpunk.
I will play it in VR. I'll see how I go because I'm kind of the same as Dan in the fact that once my character starts doing things in the game that I'm not feeling myself doing, I get a little bit funny. I can do it in some games, but not others. So yeah, if it's got the teleporty thing, then I'm alright. If it's got the running around thing, I might be vomiting everywhere.
Now, excuse my ignorance, but does anyone know what zero latency VR consoles are? Like, is the PSVR
What?
zero latency?
No.
No.
Well,
Or are we
Surely
talking
not.
like Oculus and all
I think
those
we'd be
really
talking-
high-end Valve?
if I've learned anything from the Gamer movie, zero latency is the thing that everyone needs to be the best. Did you guys see that film?
Honestly,
It was on the other night.
From this trailer,
was
I think this is talking about those things where you go into like a place that's set up as like an experience and a warehouse type thing. That's what it looks like.
Ah.
So you can do these. They had one at PAX as well, where it's got an area that you can move within that area, and it's got the VR rig sort of on a
On like
on a
an
move on like a
overhanging-
gimbal.
Yeah,
above you.
It's interesting. It's
And
Yeah.
so
very
that
cool.
you can do. It's kind of like there is one like the Oculus Quest. You can do that because you can map out an area of your house,
Well,
and it allows you to move within that area.
Yeah, I think the Valve Index and all that, they do that thing that like it photos your room and then it sees where. So if you're walking, it puts up a wall in front of you in the VR. Say this is like real life wall.
Yeah.
But as I said, yeah, until they get like those walking mats, those like where you can walk on the spot and spin around and stuff like that. VR, it has to be done very, very differently.
Ready Player
There's a
One,
place in the city where you can go. They've got a Valve Index set up in our city, and you can go play it. And they've got Half-Life Alyx set up, and you can go play it
Oh,
because
sweet.
it's so hard to get.
How have you not done that?
I only found out about it this week. It's across the road from the Cranker.
Speaking of cranking,
Wait.
Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake was also announced. As a remake, this looks like a game. It certainly has game quality features to it, and
PS2.
yeah. What
I
do we
don't
think?
even want to talk about this, eh?
Really?
How can we just skip it?
I can't wait for it. I love this game. It's great. I'm going to play it again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, is this?
It's a remake.
Oh, the remake of Sands of Time. Yeah, I remember a whole bunch of. At the time, I was dating a girl, and she really liked it. Him, the guy.
I
That's
used
all
to
I've
look like
got.
that. I used to, when I, before I had grey hair, it looked like that.
Your rewind time. Is that one?
Yeah.
I never played this game because I was not interested in. I have a bad taste in my mouth from playing the original Prince of Persia.
Oh, the OOG one.
Yeah, those platformer ones,
Oh, I
man.
loved it. You had 60 minutes to finish it.
Yeah, no, don't give me time.
Rotoscoping.
No.
Great. Love it.
No.
I played
Best
that,
game ever.
that
Better than
reboot
Mario.
one they did in the old comic book art style thing.
Didn't flinch.
That 3D one they did, the reboot. I played that for a little bit. That was nice.
The chat's asking, is it a remake or a remaster? That is a good question. I'm looking at it here. I think it's just a remaster.
Spit and polish.
Yeah, it's a bit of a.
They're calling it remake, but
It's just a
are
Mario.
Are they though?
It's just a
they?
Mario.
That's what it's called.
It's just a Mario 3D All Stars.
Braden, can we go back to the start of the trailer? Oh no, this is fine.
It's gonna get there.
It'll get there.
We're almost there.
Is it gonna tell us?
It's actually has a little badge saying remake.
In the remake of a masterpiece. Okay.
So
I mean, it
Yeah.
wasn't that long ago. Like, oh, that looks whack.
What? Skin's supposed to glimmer like that?
Okay,
Yeah,
looks
maybe
like
if you're
a
The Rock and you've been
bad Terminator.
Yeah. Let's skip it because the next thing is the most important thing that's been announced.
There you go, remake. All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been wanting it for years. And Ubisoft's finally done something right. Scott Pilgrim Anniversary Edition! Yes!
Yeah,
Now, I don't know
nice.
if you've never played this game, if you've never read this comic, if you've never seen this film, do all those things right freaking now. This game is amazing. It's very heavily influenced on River City Rampage and those games back in the NES days. Big, beautiful sprites. Just a pleasure to play. The music is by Amagachi. I think that's how you pronounce it. It was a very well-known 8-bit chip tune band. I'm glad Carlin Budd isn't in the chat because he would be correcting the hell out of me right now. But yeah, this game is fantastic and it will be amazing. Like, you really need to play this. It's coming to the Switch. I'm sure.
Anamanaguchi.
You're sure?
I'm a sure man. I'm a Mario. I love this bit. Doing.
If you're pumped in the chat, give us some appropriate emotes.
Yeah, I cannot say enough good things about this. I still have my copy on my Xbox 360. It was a digital-only release, and one of those things that once the license expired, they just pulled it, and you weren't able to get it anymore, so they're re-releasing it now. I can't wait. Dan, take it away.
Well, yeah, you said a lot. Scott Pilgrim was amazing, and because they got some little add-on bits with this one as well, which I really like. So the actual animation style, you know, that pixel art they've done it was a guy that I used to follow years ago, and they've got him to do it, and he used to do these like really long fight sequences on like you'd see it on like 4chan and stuff. He'd put them up like these like little videos, and like his name's like something Robinson or something like that, and he does these amazing like panda, you know, octopus squid girl like animations, and they got him to do it, and you can fully tell when you see the big bosses, it's fully his style. And I love this game's great. You said it all. It's based on River City Rampage. If you really want to get into it, it's hard. This game is heaps hard, hey.
Oh, it starts off really, really friendly and doable, but yeah, if you get to the latter part of the game, it is a slog, and you earn those victories. Great game. Floppy, how much have you played?
Wait, is it two-player?
It's local and online 4-player co-op now.
So all of us are playing it, right?
Yep. Oh yeah, we're going to do a
fantastic.
big party mode stream for this.
So I have never played the game. I've never read the comic, but I have seen the film. I've been aware of Scott Pilgrim, knew what it is, but it's been one of those things that I've always meant to do. So
What'd you
this is
think of
really
the film.
Oh, I thought it was great. I thought it was fun.
Great
But
film.
having said that, didn't know the source material to base it off, so I just had a great.
Basically the same, wouldn't you say, Dan?
No. So the when the film script got written, he'd only written the first 3 of the 6 books.
Oh.
Was it 3? I thought he'd written 5 of them.
Nah.
Oh wow. Okay.
And then he worked on. He went to the film people, like they were making it together. And he was on set, and he's like, "Here are the ideas that I'm gonna probably put in the comic."
Oh.
So he worked with them and that's why you know there's some bits that are quite similar. Then he went, and then he saw what they did, like what Gideon Graves looked like, done by acted by Jason Schwartzman. Like at that point, I don't think he had an idea of what Gideon Graves was going to look like. So
wow.
Gideon Graves looks like that character in the thing. So when you think about it, Scott Pilgrim, the books and the movie can't exist without each other because
cool.
they both got influence from each other.
That's
That's
awesome.
why the first 3 books, the first 3 boyfriends or whatever, are so similar to the book, and then it kind of goes on its own way.
Deviates. In the chat, we've got Dylan the Villain saying, Dan's the reason I got into Scott Pilgrim. You know something else, Dylan? Me too.
And
I
Really?
still remember, yeah, I went into a store where Dan used to work as a comic clerk, and he said, you know what, Ben, I reckon you'd really like this. You like video games. Try reading this. I went, all right. I bought the first one and like read it within an hour. Just started reading it when I got home, went through it, went back the next day.
Dang.
Oh, boom. I had all of them within a week.
They've actually released them now in 3 books, so like 3 2-in-1s, and they're like half the price of the other ones before. So you can get the whole series now in 3 books, half the price of what you used to be able to get it for.
And that's what I'm reading, thanks to Dan.
Yeah.
So I've never read them.
I guess-
I think I'm going to now. I've also never played it. Have you guys all played and finished this?
Yes.
I haven't finished it.
I haven't finished it, but it's a real rough, hard game towards the end. But if this is 4-player local co-op, even if it's not, we need to do a party mode, guys.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
we
say,
can do that. We
I'm
could
gonna
play it
do some reactions
tonight.
to playing it the first time ever.
We've got live play in this show now. It's not out yet, but we could have done it if we. But Yeah, we should move on because this is going to go for like 4 hours.
It is. All right. Do you want to quickly touch on the other controversy that came out from Ubisoft very quickly?
Yeah, I've actually got it down in the playlist right down somewhere.
Just go through the dot points.
Basically, Ubisoft said, I guess it was about a week ago, they brought out like a trailer for a game called Tom Clancy's
Racist right-wing
Elite Squad, and it opens and then nothing was heard about it. It's a mobile game, no one gave a shit about it. And then a comedian, here it is here, a comedian went online, he did a talk about the video. He's like, look at this video, this opening here. So it opens, you can see here with like a riots, which are like, like the riots in New York, and they're going on about this like riot, people,
no more corruption and power to the people.
Like the people are unrest, and there's this secret organization called Umbra, and they're coming in, and look here at what their logo is for Umbra. Like, you may have seen, what is that? Is that a black fist in the air?
Saying, bring the system down.
Oh, is that heaps like the Black Lives Matter kind of vibe?
It's quite topical, isn't it?
And then it goes in to say like this organization is run, starting riots all over the world. It's controlling getting into social media, and telling lies on social media about the government. So you can see here. So you play an elite task of people that come in and kill the Black Lives Matter movement. Basically,
disgusting.
And as soon as someone pointed this out, Ubisoft is like, get rid of it, get rid of it. People got fired. I think, is that what happened?
Yeah, there's been steps from what I've read. There's been steps made to rectify this awful right wing.
But let's just not get it wrong. Tom Clancy, that dude is a very right wing. He was a very right wing man. We know that.
Was he?
Yeah. Full right wing opinions and stuff like that. A lot of the time, you go into all these in the Tom Clancy games, you go into countries and they're always made up countries, but they always represent the political climate that's kind of happening at that time, and it's just it's just that thing. Like,
just don't.
It's. If you're a fan of the right, you can. I'm a left wing person. You can look at this and go like, oh yeah, but you're just taking like, it's just two things you're looking at, and you're just making assumptions. It's fully not, It's right wing agenda people getting their stories across through video games, and I think they fully just did it a bit too ham-fisted this time. It
was very blunt, wasn't it? It's like not even subtle.
Speaking of ham-fisted. Nintendo had a Nintendo Direct last week for Mario's 35th anniversary, and once again they just dropped it out of nowhere because they've realised if they announce something even a day in front of when it's going to be, people get their expectations up so high that they complain that Mario isn't free for everyone and coming to our house and personally delivering every single game we've always wanted as a kid.
And your game!
Anyway, so the big announcements were obviously a Battle Royale mode, which looks cool as hell. The Game & Watch, which I already have pre-ordered because I sat on the internet and refreshed until they went live.
Really?
And I managed to grab it. Yep.
I heard they sold out straight away.
Yeah.
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours sold out across Australia.
In retailers.
So by now we all know what's coming. The 3-in-1 pack. We got our wish. We got Mario Sunshine. We got Mario 64, and we got Mario Galaxy. All fantastic games. I'm really looking forward to playing Mario Sunshine again. I just hope they've finished it this time around. A little bit of controversy. The first one being that this game, the 3-pack, the Mario 3D All-Stars pack, is only on sale until March 21. So then it's not on sale anymore. So you might say, oh, it's a special 35th anniversary. Yep, that's fair. You have to have it for a small time. My point is that, okay, that's fine if it's a limited thing, maybe only makes limited number of physical copies. Cool, totally get that. They did that for the 25th anniversary. That's a lot of my collection is made up of that stuff. It's also a digital title, and they're pulling it from the digital store on March 31.
There's something there. They've got a plan.
I know what the plan is. They have just been so transparent now with their creating false scarcity in order to boost sales that they're not even trying to hide it now with, just there'll be more or...
Low production runs.
Yeah, low production runs. They're doing it to create this want and desire.
Chase games almost.
Yeah, and what it's doing is just enabling after-sellers. If you go onto eBay right now, this collection and the Game & Watch collection are now going for astronomical amounts of money, like $300 people are trying to get for this. And it is ridiculous because what Nintendo are doing, they're taking it out of the hands of people who actually want to play these games, some for the very first time, because a lot of people aren't as old as me. And they are preventing them from experiencing it because they're putting on this stupid cutoff time and enabling these awful bastard resellers. Anyway, anyone else want to...
I was going to jump in on something we got in the chat. Dylan saying, Nintendo got to make that dollar.
Nintendo are the most profitable company in Japan. It was announced less than a month ago. They are the #1 profit-making company in Japan. Like, you don't need... Like, all right, pull the physical. I'm fine with that. The digital store, what? You're going to run out of key codes? Like, there's no reason to do that.
Is there a way to copy games yet?
I don't understand why
they're talking about piracy, Dan.
Yeah.
Why?
They're
Also, like, Nintendo aren't going to make money off of making it limited release. The scalpers are.
Exactly.
Nintendo don't get a buck of that.
No. They get their initial sale. All right, they've made their money, but they're preventing more people playing these fantastic games. And they are fantastic games. All right, they haven't been remade or upscaled. I could care less about that. I like the original, how it feels. The only thing that I get a bit iffy with is the slight latency, not using a wired controller, but that's, whatever. Yeah, I just thought this was really dirty, and I think we can all agree I'm probably the biggest Nintendo fan here.
Yeah.
And for me not making apologies for it and seeing how transparent a money grab is before their quarterlies come in next year on the 31st, guys, yeah.
So,
not
are these
impressed.
Remakes, or are they...
They're basically straight ports.
I don't get it. Nintendo will make more money if they don't make it limited run, because they will sell more, and it won't be... Yeah.
Or they do the amiibo thing and they say, oh, it's a limited time now and it ends, and then 3 months later they go, oh, guess what? It's back on sale. It's the Disney Vault, everyone. It's back.
Yeah. Don't buy pre-orders online. It has bit people in the butt before. Remember the collector's edition for Batman Arkham Knight? Was it Arkham Knight?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it had the giant car with it, the Batmobile.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, I remember that.
So people pre-ordered that. It pre-sold out. Then they sold their pre-orders online for astronomical prices. Then the edition got canned and it never got released. People bought a receipt for hundreds and hundreds of dollars that was worthless. Don't buy pre-orders online.
We can see, we've got a video up here of the comparison between the old one and the new one.
Yeah, it's like up-resed, and that's fine. I don't care about that. That doesn't bother me. Like, if you don't like the look of the game or you think it's a rip-off, don't buy it. Let someone else who wants to experience that again play it.
I've never played Sunshine, so
I'm looking forward to this. Do you know what, though? I would like to play Super Mario 3D or 64, whatever it's called, but just, like, with better graphics. Like, better graphics. Like, they could have done what are they called? I don't know which one's which. Remake.
A rejigger.
A remake. A rejuvo.
Remasters like
Well, they did. It's on the DS. They did upscale it on the DS. Mario
no, but I want to build from the ground up at the same
3D
game. With like graphics of like 3D World.
Nah, I could care less about that. Anyway, they've also released another bunch of games. It's really cool. I just wish Nintendo were a little bit, I had a discussion in our Facebook group with someone about it. I believe one of your friends called me an idiot because I was angry at them trying to make money.
Probably.
I understand, but Nintendo has enough money.
No, that's the thing. Their point is, they're a company. They always want to make more money. The shareholders need more money. So,
but don't be so because I'm such a Nintendo fan, I hold out hope that they do things which are right for the games. And whenever they do something this transparently unscrupulous, a little part of me dies, and
that bit, I saw it.
Yeah.
Got the chat saying Spyro is the standard for all remakes now, and no one is matching it.
Really? I'd like to say something called Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, that did.
Oof. Yeah, I was going to agree with the Spyro, but yeah, that's a good call.
All right. They also announced. Oh, sorry, Floppy. You wanted to...
No, I was going to say
they've got the chat. The chat saying, "Well, Ben, they could have just not released them."
Well, that's fine. I all went anyway, and I've finished them. So,
screw you, chat. Apparently,
they also announced Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. This is pretty ingenious, Dan. You were really impressed with this.
Yeah, I love this. I love this idea. Like the idea, from what I gathered from it, is that you put your little cart, your thing down. You buy your little cart, you race it around like a little remote control car. But you look at what your car's seeing through the camera on the car, and AR and augment realities puts the things over it. So it's a great use of kind of augmented reality, but like without. I mean, this thing it looks great here on this beautiful wooden floor, but you were saying you've got carpet in your house.
I've got carpet in my 2-bedroom unit.
I've
so
got-
And the other
Beautiful
thing
wooden
is,
floor.
you wouldn't really be able to play it in a dim lit room. It would look pretty weird. It might like lose a bit of thing. But I do like the idea of you playing it against your friends, and then your friends who aren't playing can watch the cars go around. But what happens when you're sitting on the couch playing and your car runs into something and gets stuck? You have to jump up and get it. You know, like.
I don't know. I was actually really impressed with the technology where if you're racing against someone, you hit them with a shell on the AR, their car actually stops.
Yeah.
Like
that is
it's
really
yeah,
cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, I love that idea. Heaps. So how do you mark the track?
I think part of it, so you set up the
Those
gates,
gates.
and then you do a like guide walkthrough, and then it creates the track from there. And then I think what it does is it sets its own little boundaries, so you can't actually push it out of those boundaries.
Yeah.
It looks like that's
What, your actual car stops.
Yeah.
Yeah, like how it controls it stopping if you get hit by an item or something.
And I suppose it could put on the ground, it could put stuff like the rough stuff, so your car slows down and goes. See, you thought this was crap, Ben.
I didn't say crap.
Oh,
It
you
just-
used the word
Pretty-
crap.
Pretty
it
sure
was
you said
crap,
crap.
that I can't get it because I wouldn't be able to play it, and it's 150 Australian dollars.
I
It's
really
worth it.
like it. I think I would like it enough to buy it if it was a third of the
Look,
price.
honestly, I'm probably going to buy it anyway.
Is
so-
there just
Both
two
of them?
cars? Is
Mario and
it
Luigi?
only two cars?
Yeah,
I think
for
so,
now.
yeah. Mario and Luigi.
See, like, oh man, I'm this.
You'll be able
Imagine
to
the
buy...
streams people are going to set up with this shit. Like you're going to have this up here with a little camera coming down on the actual cars as well.
Mm.
Oh, that makes me pitch a tent thinking about setting that up.
I'll probably get it. Anyway, speaking of pitching a
You'll
tent,
probably get it. You'll definitely get it.
Speaking- wait,
Maui in the chat has a great comment that said it'll be fun with a cat and a dog in the house.
speaking of pitching a tent, I played a game called A Short Hike where you are camping. I was really proud of that link segue.
All right, let's do this. Let's see if it works. I don't have a. Shall I play?
No, we got
Floppy?
floppy on the controller, but you can do it if you want. Anyway, so what we're doing as part of the new Hack the Dino is playing games while we talk about them. So I downloaded this really cool little indie game called A Short Hike, which was on the last Nintendo indie partner thing. You play a small bird who is staying at a mountain, and it's basically Breath of the Wild, but you have to climb up the top of the mountain. It's very indie pixelated. It's got beautiful music. It's based on exploration, but nothing too... It's basically, if you think of Breath of the Wild, but in a very, very condensed area, and your goal is to climb up a mountain to get to the top, that's the game. It takes about 2.5, 3 hours. It's... Yeah, a little bit of Animal Crossing in it. Like, there's a little, couple little sub-quests where, like, you have to find items for a bunch of other animal people. You can catch fish. You can just hang out. Everyone's lovely. Even a unscrupulous lad who's trying to sell you gold feathers, which is what you need in order to get up to the top. He's only doing it because he needs to go to school to learn. So it's just a really lovely game, and the music's just wonderful.
How's that look that it's got? It's got like it's 3D with pixel textures.
Yeah, and you can choose how pixelated you want it to be in the options.
Really? Can we change that?
Spagoogly in the chat says it's very original, like reminiscent of original DS.
Yes, very much so. Floppy. What do you think? You're playing this live at the moment. What are you thinking so far in the 30 seconds that you've had?
There's a lot of talking.
Well, that's why you don't talk to people.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah, I
talk.
didn't know that. But it's giving me a shot. I'm gonna show you. Like what Dan just said, I really like the graphics, and then the 3D where it spun around actually threw me for a second. But
Can you control the camera?
Yep.
Yeah, I can.
Can you?
But it
go to the
automatically
thing?
does
I
that
want you to
as
turn the pixelation up to maximum.
So if you go to the menu, I think it's on max now. I go to options,
Oh my god, there's so many options.
pixel size.
Big
There
and
you go.
crunchy. Go to tiny and sharp. Then I want to see the difference. All right.
Oh,
Look at that.
Oh,
wow.
that's just turned into.
okay. So I like
I like the
Play-Doh.
pixel.
I like this one more.
Really?
Yeah,
you like
so
the
do I.
crispness.
It's
I like
gorgeous.
I love
I
that.
love this gliding mechanic.
Yeah.
Why doesn't he go in the water?
You swim.
Oh,
Bullshit.
really?
Yeah.
Do it. Birds can't swim. Their bones are hollow. like women.
They can... Cancel, Dan. They can...
Oh, this is great.
Yeah, it's a great little game. I think it's only like $10 Australian.
You're failing though, because you're theoretically lower on the mountain now than you were when you started.
Yeah, I was just exploring.
How high is the mountain? Like, how long do you say it took to get up the top?
Well, I haven't got to the very top yet. There's still a couple of little puzzles I need to solve in order to get more
Can
feathers.
you climb?
You do climb. So you can't see it at the moment because we're covering it, but you see that gold feather? That's basically your power. So you need to complete tasks in order to get more gold feathers. So you can't get past a certain stage until you have at least 5 or 7 that you need to do, and you get them by doing little tasks and solving little puzzles and going to little areas and building it up so you can then go to the upper echelons. So here you're...
Echelon.
Echelon, whatever. I was thinking Napoleon. Whenever you fly, you lose one of those feathers and it respawns while you're down in this lower part of the mountain. But as you get up, obviously it gets colder. And when you use one of those feathers, because it's cold, it freezes, so you can't use it again. And then if you can't use it again, you then have to go into like a hot spring in order to regain them. It's just a really well thought out and developed game. I really enjoyed playing it. And it's just, when I played it, I was having a really intense day, let's just say that, work and all the other things that get happening in life. And I just needed time to zen out and not worry about things, just switch my brain off and enjoy something. And this was perfect for that. Just a game where you could just not worry about anything. It's not incredibly difficult controllers. You can go anywhere. It's very intuitive. You're playing it, Floppy. What do you think?
Look, yeah, the controls are actually really good, really easy. The whole flight controls when you're gliding feel good.
There's the dodgy guy.
Don't talk to him.
No,
too much dialogue.
Too much dialogue when you talk to it. Yeah, it's really smooth. I was really surprised, especially with that whole pixelated thing at the start. I thought it was going to be quite janky. Mm-hmm. It really doesn't affect it at all because it just looked like that. I'm assuming you've opened all these chests.
Yeah, I've opened those chests. That's me exploring. But you can climb everything.
Yeah.
Have you got a stamina meter?
There's those. The stamina meter is your feathers.
The feathers are freezing.
He ran up the...
so you can, and then as you can see there, Floppy's run out of his feathers. So if he jumps into that pool now, those feathers will replenish.
Is that a hot spring?
That's a hot spring. Yes.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So my one of my workmate was playing this, and he was telling the girl at my work she sometimes gets stressed out, and she was like, he's like, you should play like.
If you warm yourself up by the fire, you also replenish.
Replenish those feathers. Can you walk into the fire and burn yourself?
No.
That's rubbish.
Anyway, sorry, Dan, you were saying?
Yeah. So my workmate was playing, and he couldn't rate it more enough. He was like going, everyone who came in, he's like, you play Short Kite?
Yeah.
And this is on Games Pass at the moment, isn't it? For free? Or is it?
I'm not sure. I'll be disappointed because I bought it for $10 on the Switch.
I will double check.
These people deserve money.
We'll be able to check that. Cooked penguin.
Was that Ross that was playing it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Roscoe.
Go, Roscoe.
I could tell it was Ross by your impression of him.
Yeah.
Do I sound like I'm a bass player in a metal band?
Yeah. You sound like you got a lip piercing.
So, this is the game I've been playing. I think for $10, even if you don't have Games Pass, but you do have a Switch, grab it. It's just a really cool game to sit down and play. Even my other half, she came into the room and sort of was watching me and then just sort of hung around a little bit longer to see what happened with the game. And really enjoyed it. Great game. A short hike. Get it.
I'm going to be getting it when I get home tonight.
How far? Oh no! Can you die from falling?
You can't die.
Oh, just
look at this.
Let's hurt him.
This whole gliding thing is really quite.
It's
cool.
intuitive, isn't it?
Does the gliding have stamina?
It's again the feathers, but you can glide down every time you flap. In order to raise yourself, you use a feather.
Can you get change your clothes or get power ups or hats?
You can get hats.
Power ups.
Can you actually get hats?
You can get hats, and they're purely cosmetic.
Oh, hats on birds.
I've got a hat actually. I got one the other day.
Hats on birds are good.
Do you know what else is good?
Arms on birds. Have you seen that thing?
Yeah.
Brayden, can you find me one of them quickly?
Arms on birds.
You just write the word arms on birds, but you can keep going. But we'll bring back to the arms on birds.
Well, when we come back to arms on birds, but before that, you know who else likes arms on birds? A man by the name of Michael Towns. He's a Patreon supporter at Hack the Dino. Has been one of our huge supporters ever since we started. You may have heard us talking about him when he developed an Avcon game, which he doesn't speak for all of us, Townsy. An Avcon Game Boy game where he created an original Game Boy looking game, actually put it on a physical cart, and you can play it within your game. Anyway, Dan, he's got a brand new game out now?
He has, and it is available on his website, which Braden might bring up, or are you still
Yo.
looking for birds with arms?
No, I got it. So
I told a lie. I do know who Michael Towns is. I bought his AVCon game and it is wonderful.
Yep, this is his new game, Bonesy. So, Dan, what do you know about this?
Well, this is first up. This is his Etsy site, so you guys can all purchase this thing. And if you go down like the little pictures there, Braden, there's like a picture of it, the actual card of it. There it is, old Bonesy. To tell you the truth, I don't know much about it because I haven't played it yet, because I haven't bought it yet. But I'm gonna buy it definitely. I've got his first game, and I love it because I'm in it, and so are you.
Yep.
But yeah, it's another one of these. So I got into, after I saw Townsy made a game, I was like, oh, if Townsy can make a game, surely I can make a game. So I downloaded the same. I asked him, what did you use? He goes, I use this program and that, and I started doing tutorials. And I think I got to the point I showed you guys where I made a character that can walk up, down, left, and right that looked like me. And I was like, man, it took me like 2 days to do that. And then I was like, you know what? I just might shelve this idea for a while. It's really, really hard. So hats off to Townsy for making not only one Game Boy game, but 2 Game Boy games. So this new one, Bonesy. Is there a write-up on go down and we can read that is what it's about?
Nope.
It's already got 5 stars there.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yep.
It's been played by... Can you read that one out, Brian? Bring yourself...
Made in around 8 hours with GB Studio, this Game Boy game... Don't stop moving it, Braden. This Game Boy game was developed for whatever.
Do you want me to read it?
Someone's... Okay, yeah, go for it.
All right,
Bring yourself in, though, so I can see you.
Oh, I'm leaning over in a funny way. I'm over here like this because the mic's down here.
Okay, I don't care.
It's all right. I'm going to get rid of myself. So it is made for a Twitch stream weekly theme, which was Farewell. The short development time was due to last-minute inspiration on the last night the theme was running, so a bit of crunch happened, ended up making people cry, which was the choice of using a dog in the story, which is a bit cheap to get the result. But that's what he got. He didn't expect the kind of response that people got, and people got invested in it. He felt both guilty for doing that to people and happy that something I made got emotions.
That's wonderful.
Bonesy, a short, almost coming-of-age tale, follows a young girl becoming a dog owner and the trials they face while both growing up. A fictional story inspired by both people I've met, spoken to, and situations I've read about before, with a hint of my own childhood experiences with owning a dog, but mostly a fictional story.
Influenced by dogs I've met.
I feel like it's a Studio Ghibli film.
Yeah, that did seem like... Well, you can get a dog with a hat, so that's nearly a Studio Ghibli film.
Man,
Ghibli?
I so bad want to write a game.
Yeah, do it. There is... So, this brings me to the point is like, how many really good bloody game designers are there in Adelaide
Heaps.
at the moment? Like,
I know one.
It's
2.
so much... What?
I know 2.
Yeah, you got stuff like... So we've got stuff like, stuff coming out like Hollow Knight's come out. We got Right. My dad came over yesterday, this week, and goes, there's a new game out. I saw it in the paper or on TV. It's cool. It's like one word. I went, is it Right? And he's like, yes. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, Dan Freer had a write-up in the local newspaper.
In the old local rag.
Yeah.
I legitimately thought you were going to say that your dad wrote a game.
Oh, yeah, my dad. my dad writes games all the time.
Crikey!
We've got, so... games like that. We've got a whole bunch of other games coming out, and not only that, we have like a whole bunch of really good like game studios in Adelaide, which is really. We've got stuff like Mighty Kingdom, and games places, so stuff like Team Cherry, and a whole bunch of other. Can you guys think of any more offhand?
There's a local Facebook group where a whole bunch of game devs actually meet up regularly.
Is that ARG?
Yeah, ARG. Where they meet up and discuss and help each other and sort of make games together, which is really, really cool. They have a meet-up. We also have, as part of AVCon, an indie game area where you can come and show off the game that you're developing. One of our viewers, Arak, was a game director on an indie game as well. We spoke to him last AVCon that was actually on, which wasn't this year because of the Global Bastard.
There is a clip of that on the YouTube channel.
And then... we also have a whole bunch of gaming schools in Adelaide. So we've got stuff like AIE, we have CDW Studios and stuff. There's a whole bunch of them. Not only that, they're specific ones, but then within like all the other TAFEs and stuff like that, you can study game development, game making, 3D modeling.
CDW, for the past, I think, 3 years straight, has won an international award for, it's not game development, but like being an art school, and sort of classes that they have. It's now a part of a university course that you can go to.
It's all got qualified or whatever it's called.
Bang in the middle of the city, the top of the Maya Centre. It's a great place.
Yeah.
And I hear the office person who sort of runs everything, she's quite the looker.
I heard she's got bad taste in guys, though.
She's got awful taste. Awful taste. I'll give you that one. That was very good.
But yeah, CDW, man, like the amount of cause my shop, Greenlight Comics, is right underneath it, and I get those dudes coming in all the time. And yeah, and then one day one of they had a lecture, and one of the guys, he made them all come down and buy a graphic novel.
Oh, awesome.
I get like 35 sales in like 1 minute. And I was like, what's
Your
going
job
on?
depends on buying a comic from
Yeah.
Greenlight.
They also get boot camp classes at CDW where they fly artists over. They've had guys from Naughty Dog come over and teach classes.
Wow.
Simon, who's the owner of CDW, actually helped with the art design of De Blob and De Blob 2. He had a big hand in that. They have done work for Marvel movies. They have done work for the new Mortal Kombat movie when it was here. So this isn't a plug or anything. Like, we're not paid by CDW. We just really, really believe in what they do, and it's great to see local people just achieving great things in the sphere. Speaking of achieving great things and spheres, there's a new Zelda game.
Well, great segue, Ben.
Thanks.
More importantly,
Keep it going. Yeah, man. Birds with arms is hilarious. Look at this, Ben. For the podcast listeners, we're watching videos of birds with arms. It's broken.
Why is that funny? I don't.
Oh, you're broken. Get rid of it.
Ben's broken. Look at that guy go. Oh, quality show.
I've not seen this stuff.
I've seen the pictures. I've not seen the videos.
That's enough.
Stop it, Braden. Otherwise, I'm going to lose consciousness.
anyway, yeah. What did Nintendo release?
So Nintendo announced Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity. We again dropped a video out of nowhere the other day, and it's a Hyrule Warriors game, which is a Muta, something like that.
It's loading.
It's loading.
Give it a second. It's
Okay,
being
so basically just waves of enemies come towards you and you fight them all off and then move on. It's a boss battle, horde battle.
So it's like
Dynasty Warriors?
Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Was that the first game that did that Dynasty Warriors? It's
believe
the
so.
one I always
I think it's
back.
made it popular.
Yeah. So this one has already been Aouma, is that how you say his name? I can't remember how to pronounce his name. The director of the Zelda games and Breath of the Wild has said that he was so impressed with the original Hyrule Warriors that he approached them personally to do this prequel. So this takes place in the 100 years before Breath of the Wild starts. So, spoiler alert, Link dies.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
I thought he was asleep.
No, he gets mortally wounded and then taken to
He's put into stasis.
So he's not in this at all?
regeneration chamber. No, he is in it. So
Carbonite.
this is when like when you're playing the game, you saw Calamity Ganon come out.
Mm-hmm.
So you play I'm assuming Link, but also Zelda and also the 4 champions who are still alive. And if it's anything like the other Hyrule Warriors, there'll be other download packs. But what's really exciting is it tells a story. The original Hyrule Warriors was basically a very loose storyline to link all the different worlds together. But this one is a dedicated Breath of the Wild prequel. And they also announced that Breath of the Wild 2 won't be coming out this year. However, they did say there will be another update on the 26th of September.
I really like seeing you play as Zelda in this. I thought it looked cool. And her. What's her name? The
Urbosa.
lady. What?
Urbosa.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, what is this? So I thought, are you ready for damn being wrong?
Yep.
Should be a segment.
The whole show.
I
is
thought that
just-
Hyrule Warriors was just a fighting game like Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Like
No.
it's not. It's a
No.
Dynasty Warrior clone.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like
But it's
the original.
not good because no one said it was good.
It wasn't bad. Just fairly repetitive. Like it's button, special button.
The chat has said that he did die and was resurrected. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
You know
Whatever,
what the look
chat.
of this game reminds me
Whatever,
of?
Spadoogly, dude.
What?
Reminds me of Immortals Phoenix Rising. Reminds me of that game.
Really?
I reckon this
You're
will be
crazy.
great. I reckon this will be great if they pull it off, eh?
I'm really looking forward to seeing the story elements of
Yeah,
it. I
'cause
think that'll be really cool.
I actually thought when I played through Breath of the Wild, and they always mentioned this great battle that came on with all these people that were, you know, all these characters that are dead
And they
now,
died. They failed.
and they're dead, and they failed. I'm like, I kind of want to. Well, I can't believe there was no cutscenes to show that. And then, well, no, we'll just show it on a tapestry. And I'm like, fuck off. Like, I want to see it like in real life. I want to see what happened. And they're like, because it's so much about that story, and you're playing like the arse end of it. And I'm like,
well, I think this is also, correct me if I'm wrong, chat. I may be wrong, but I think this is one of only 2 links that has got 3 games dedicated to it. So you have the original Link to the Past, which was then Link's Awakening, and then the one that just came out, Link Between Worlds, is all the same Link, because it's a resurrection storyline, and every time a Link dies, another generation's born. And then you've got Breath of the Wild, you'll have Dynasty Warriors, Hyrule Rise of Ganondorf or whatever, and then Breath of the Wild 2 is coming out soon as well. So I'm really looking forward to this. I will be purchasing it and giving you my review when it comes out later this year.
They do those, you know, they do those Zelda hardcovers, like the Hyrule Historia, the Encyclopedia. Then they did a Breath of the Wild one just to itself. Now they're going to have to do like Breath of the Wild Part 2 gigantic hardcover because of this. Like is it called Breath of the Wild, or is it just called?
No, it's called
Age of Calamity.
Yeah, Age of Calamity, and it is tied directly into Breath of the Wild.
I'm here for the Beards in the chat. Said he just downloaded Twitch just so he could watch us.
Oh,
tonight.
thank you,
mate.
Thank you, Beard Man. We
What a cool
appreciate
guy.
it.
He's here for the Beards.
You're a cool guy.
Thanks for the follow.
All right, you're just in time for this advertisement.
Those little eyes! Ah! Oh my god, I love him! Why is it a hat? Not the doggos! I can't even read anymore. Ah! I can't even do it anymore! I have to finish this game. I have to finish this game.
We're back
from our break. And if you like Game Boy games and local developers, head on over to Michael Towns' Town of Fun.
The link is in the chat.
Link is in the chat. Well done.
And Zelda is in the chat.
You know what else is in the chat? It's not. But Shenmue's getting an anime. Dan.
Shenmue.
Shenmue.
So, who's played Shenmue?
Nope.
Bits and pieces.
Braden?
Not.
Who really wants to play Shenmue?
I was not the target demographic when this game came out.
What?
I was like,
5?
yeah, I was playing bloody Spyro and Ratchet and Clank and shit.
You were playing with your nappy.
Yeah, it's true. So, I played Shenmue, the first game. I played it on the Dreamcast. I friggin' loved it. You get to, at the time, its graphics were like way above everything else. Like, you got to walk through a 1960s Japan as this character. You were just walking through. You could go up to vending machines. You could buy vending machines that had all and you got random stuff like Sega characters. So you'd be like looking at it, going, "This is great." And you trade them with like your friends online because the Dreamcast was online. It had a keyboard and stuff like that.
You had to go to work?
And yeah.
Forklift?
Wait, no. You had so it starts off with your dad getting murdered.
Sorry, I just saw a comment.
What is it?
I went for a walk once, so yeah, I played it too.
I work.
So yeah. But I mean, yeah, you're trying to solve your dad's murder. And the first game came out, and you get halfway through the game, and it kind of ends, and you're like, "Oh, wait for number 2." Number 2 never came out. Well, it did, but like 6 years later or something on the Xbox or something.
Didn't take quite as long as number 3.
Yeah, it's true. But so I never played the second one, so I've only played the first. But yeah, you do get to a point in the game where you're like, "Oh, I've got to get a job." So you get a job as a forklift driver, and you actually have to go to work every day for a certain amount of time doing boring forklift work, and then use the afternoon and night to solve your dad's murder.
When do you sleep?
Well, the afternoon and like nighttime, and then you have to go to bed, and you have to get home by 8 o'clock. 9 o'clock. And then your auntie gives you like pocket money each day as well. I just went, so it was kind of like a life simulator, but it was, you learnt karate in that time as well, and it was very vibe like, kind of like a Yakuza kind of like, you learn to fight, like that kind of weird sort of stuff. It was kind of cool and revolutionary. So now they've decided to do an anime. I don't know, 25 years later. But yeah, so what do you reckon? I've lost where I'm up to now.
Well, it depends how sexy it is, because I've been watching the Persona 5 anime recently, which is really cool. But it's too
raunchy.
It's a bit raunchy, the old game. Like
Persona.
Bit spicy.
Persona, like even more so, like the game.
Risque.
The game itself did linger a little bit too long. When Anne was in her her tight cat girl get up, but the anime really focuses in on those shots. Like even when she's not in her.
Is that because it lingers on the shots, or you pause it?
No, I don't. Thank you, Floppy.
Do you get a sore wrist when that happens?
At least mine was kind of subtle-ish.
Nah.
Anyway, Persona, great place.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, so I'm just trying to think of other animes based on video games. They came out with a couple of years. The Castlevania one that came out recently, written
good.
by...
Really? I didn't like it.
Yeah, but I didn't mind it. It was pretty cool. You get stuff like Ace Attorney had an anime come out.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know who needs an anime?
Attorney
Hawk. Make it happy.
Obviously, Final Fantasy had a whole bunch of them, and then I've got in here Persona ones as well. The list goes on, but I just don't think a Shenmue anime is relevant.
I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch the heck out of it because I don't have time to play the game.
Is it the other thing I want to know? Is it a follow-on from? I didn't read the article, obviously. Is it a follow-on or just an anime of the story? Because you know what, the story wasn't that bad. I wouldn't mind seeing it. Like, what happens?
I think it's going to be an anime of the story, minus the going to work all the time for 8 hours a day.
Well, the chat has said Shenmue 3 destroyed any hype for this whatsoever. And I'm like, yeah, it's true. Like, I don't know what was happening there. Like, who bloody phoned that game in?
It looks like if you look at the pictures there on the Shenmue, the animation, it looks kind of like Robotech-y.
And before we
which
move
I'm
on,
very cool with.
Before we move on to the next topic, I just want to say thank you to mcuh Makes Games for the sub.
Hey!
We really appreciate it. And for those of you who aren't Patreons, we'll get into it a little bit later on, but we do have a Patreon over at patreon.com/hackthedino, where you can give us money if you don't want to sub to Twitch. That's fine. But mcuh, you're a legend. Thank you very much.
What a cool guy.
We love you.
Stop quoting yourself.
Who else do you quote? You quote the best.
You can quote this trailer, because it goes for 13 minutes, and there's lots of quotes. Black Myth. This game dropped out of nowhere from a Chinese development studio based on Journey to the West, which has been the basis of many, many classic stories like Dragon Ball, for example.
Sayuki.
Sayuki.
Let's just do it.
Monkey.
Oh, let's look through this.
No, I mean like say all the ones it's based on. Monkey.
Yep.
Sayuki. Journey to the West, the Stephen Chow film that came out recently.
Enslaved.
The Monkey King.
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z. Is a good one.
Zoids.
The Monkey King stuff's pretty good. That's coming out recently.
Dragon Ball Super.
Oh god.
Monkey
Dragon Ball
Magic?
GT.
God
I
damn
already
it.
said Monkey Magic.
I'm
Monkey
out.
Magic. Anyhow, we know it. We love it.
Anyway, this game looks great.
Pretty sure Friends was all about Journey to the West.
Yeah.
No.
No?
Joey.
And Floppy's just bumping his cord, so apologies to any microphone noises that were
Do you
happening.
want to push this forward just halfway through, Brandon, so we get the gameplay?
Bugs.
Even more. So this is something I
this gameplay?
hadn't thought. No, yeah. Thought of for a while. So you get the cicada transformation, which is not often used for Journey of the West stuff,
No.
Look at
but
the
it is in it.
bopping of its
I love he still has a thing where he's got the staff behind his ear.
There is a point, he's coming up to a battle with a giant wolf. This is here. And yeah, he pulls out his staff behind his ear and expands it. And then he transforms into, one Gohan? Oh, what is his name?
The guy transforms at the end.
Yeah.
Because you fight him in this.
No, but you transform from whatever I forget.
Doesn't
the names. But yeah,
cream of some young gate.
It follows the book.
It doesn't matter.
This looks incredible.
It looks great.
So basically, it's like a kind of a beat 'em up. It's got everything that I love. It's got third person's perspective. It's got fighting. It's got dodging. It's got. So this guy here, you become him later, don't you? So when
Not
you
too
beat
sure.
people, you get their powers.
Yes.
Because you pull out his stuff.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah, this game, like,
It looks amazing. Phew.
go to a little bit further on, Braden. There's like a bit with he fights a wolf.
Oh yeah, let's skip the cool fight scene.
I know this is a cool, but it's another cool fight scene
okay.
where he brings out like his power. Like,
What's it coming out on?
Ugh.
Next gen consoles, I believe.
Across the board, or
No, well, I think only Xbox
Oh.
and.
oh yeah, so here you can
PlayStation
see your
5.
power move. Like, so
He's a big boy now.
it's oh man, look at that
Ground
This is
pound.
such a good.
It looks
vibe.
fantastic.
Oh God.
It like because I think it's an independent studio as well. This is the Wolf Fight.
really?
Yeah, it's not a big company out of
It
China.
looks like a AAA game.
Yeah,
What I liked about this bit is that, like, when you get flame moves and you hit him with the flame move, his fur catches on fire and stuff, and he's like shaking around
yeah. He retreats and goes and puts the flames out.
and
God
stuff. Yeah,
damn.
he jumps around onto the thing. And I like that you can do like a shield, and he's so powerful, he smashes through it and stuff. And I'm like, there's this. You know, this game can go as deep as it wants, and I reckon it will. You'll get so many moves. It's going to be...
It'll either be a really long game or it'll be a multi-part game because Journey to the West is a very, very long story with multiple parts.
Yeah.
And like everyone has jumped on this. IGN sort of were made aware of it, and they now have a dedicated page looking at updates. See, you can see here,
He's pulling...
he's licking his hand, one of his wounds, like the big wolf
when
guy
you
that
hit
you're
him
fighting.
on the hand.
Just attention to detail is fantastic here, and I really cannot wait to.
Look at this, he shields up here, and he blocks it when this dude comes down, but he gets smashed.
Yeah.
I
Like,
love the textures and the lighting in it. Look
Look.
at that. Whoa.
But yeah, I'm wondering though, are they going to bring the other characters? Are they going to be like, can you play as like, you know, Chippy Tucker or Sandy or Pigsy and stuff as well? Like, is it going to do that whole story where this might be the start? Because you know the story of the Monkey King, how he starts off as a larrikin, and this might be set the bit before, you know, that's all happening, and you might look at he's doing the Naruto like Kagabunshin Nujitsu, whatever it's called, with like clones of yourself coming in to get him, and he made sure it worked for them. And look at you here now. You're like, so you're that guy.
Yeah.
So you've gained the power after beating. So he's got the flame power here. Starts catching him on fire, and he's like, "Oh, I hate this. I don't like being on fire."
That's an exact quote
I
from the
hate this.
game.
I don't like being on fire. He's all British now.
Yeah. Oh, he's out of it. You know.
Anyway, this looks great. We'll be sure to follow it and keep everyone updated of what happens and what's happening with it.
We should just follow this full on. Do Monkey Watch.
All right.
Monkey
Cool.
Watch.
Sounds good.
Monkey Watch 2020. You heard it first here.
Yep. And if it comes out in 2021, too bad. You know what did come out this year though? Tony Hawk 1 and 2, the remake for the PlayStation 4. We are going to go into our second round of live play as Dan talks about this game because he's been playing it a lot this week. It has.
No, it's turned on.
So Dan, tell us about this game while you're trying to get it back up and working.
First,
It's on.
we're going to see if it's there. Braden?
No, that's the Switch.
It's your splitter.
Oh, I almost split it. Right, I'm going to keep sorting this out.
Well, Floppy, you've played this as well this week.
Yeah,
haven't
I've been playing this. This is something that I played heaps 20 years ago. Like I was knee deep. I almost said something else. Knee deep in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1, Pro Skater 2, 3. PS2, played heaps of it, love it. I was so surprised when I picked this up that I muscle memory bloody all of the tricks and everything like that. It was unreal.
you? So you found you were able to just jump straight back in and
Yeah,
play it from all
absolutely.
those years ago?
Yeah, absolutely.
Apparently, we have to have only one console on at a time.
That's good to know.
Bring it around, Braden. Bring
I
it.
have also just turned the sound down because unfortunately we cannot play this in a video just due to the copyright
Copyrights
music.
of the
So
songs.
many good
God, I
songs.
love this game.
But this wasn't made by Square Enix.
You know what? We probably could.
Nah, don't.
So yeah, Tony Hawk's. It came out. I got it. This is my character. Look, it's me.
Dan!
It looks heaps like me from the back. But when you look at the face, it's just Nathan Drake. And so first up, I'm gonna say
babe. Sorry.
the music, the soundtrack in this is boss. You got as many as the tracks that you could have got, like that they could find for licensing. Plus, you've got like another whole, like, You've got 2 games worth of soundtracks plus another like 2 more games worth of soundtracks. There's so much music in this. There's a lot of modern hip hop in there, which is nice to see as well. But there's also, you know, all the classic hip hop tracks, all the classic pop punks in there. It's just great. The graphics are crazy good. There's so many new little additions into this game. There's like, you know, in the background you'll see like a cat running past. There's all, so they haven't. This is what a remake should look like. This is what.
So it's a full remake. They've just taken like the name and made a completely new game. Or...
No. This is just the game graphicked.
Okay, so all the mechanics are the same?
The mechanics are all exactly the same, except they have taken... So, as Tony Hawk's went on, they added new things in. Like, they added the revert, they added, like, the wall plants, they added the manuals. All of these are accessible now in this game. So, when you played Tony Hawk 1, you couldn't manual... Oh, you might have been able to manual, I can't remember. But you couldn't revert, you couldn't wall plant and stuff like that. And now you can do all that stuff in the first game. So, opening up new combos, you know, longer combos that you can do and stuff like that. You have the option to create your own skater, but they've also... they went and reshot all the old skaters. So, they've aged all the skaters. They're real-time what they look like now. They refilmed all their tricks. They did all that kind of stuff, and like kudos to that. That's so good. And they've added a bunch of really new modern skaters. You got like Naya in there and stuff. You got Lizzie. All these characters, all these real life skateboarders, like modern day ones. That like it's so good to see that they finally got into the Tony Hawk like franchise because these people are bonkers good. Oh, Floppy, you get some good scores here, mate.
He's warmed up now.
He's warmed up. He's getting it. Ribbit.
What?
Knee bail me.
I don't know. Yeah. Trying to figure out what specials you got going.
I set all my specials up to left, right, and then any button.
Alright.
It's still got the downhill sections in it that a lot of people didn't like. But I really like the downhills. The shopping mall, and then there's this like the downhill one where you're going down a hill. You can't. I like that idea of just that track that you've got a certain amount of time to do all your tricks in and go down and I feel that they should have made more of those in the new ones. Floppy's not. We're not allowed to like stop playing until Floppy gets like at least a $15,000 trick or points.
I won't like. Can I have a go in a minute? I really want to play.
You can let Brayden do it if he wants to.
Yeah.
Do you want me to throw him the controller?
But
So you can create your own character, as you can see here. We're playing me. The character creation is kind of crap.
Yeah.
There isn't much you can do. Like there is no weight thing. I've got a couple of friends of mine that they're not like super thin, and they're like, I couldn't make it look like me because you can't change your nice one, Floppy, ball bounce. You can't change your shape of your character or your height or anything like that. You can change your faces to predetermined faces, but all you are pretty good looking.
And Dan and I's characters have the exact same face.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only one.
It's just white guy.
Yeah, white guy 1. But the thing is, you can get every tattoo ever and put it on any part of your body, but there is no option to put glasses on people.
is Brayden gonna play?
And I'm like,
yeah, I'll give it a go.
And I'm like, that is basically, Brayden, I can't reach it.
Yeah, I'll get it over to you.
That is basically who I am. I am glasses, with some hair. And the fact that I couldn't put glasses on my character, I felt that it didn't really work. There's multiplayer. You can play, in with groups. You can do like out trick each other and all stuff like that, and all cool stuff. But what I've liked about it the most is there's no hand holding in this game. Tony Hawk's is a pure video game that came out in a time when games didn't hold your hand, and they haven't changed any of that. So it's very arcadey. The first time I picked it up, I was like, I'm going to be wicked at this. I probably slammed like 10 times in like 30 seconds the first time. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that's right. There's Lizzie.
Hey, old mate Lizzie.
Go across to Brayden. Show you what Brayden looks like. See, there's Brayden. Look at him.
Yeah,
then go to me.
Brayden.
Yeah, I know. There's not much options.
So what's the difference between having 1 and 2 on there? Like, what's the...
Well, you have like, it's just all of game 1 or all of game 2. Like, you choose which game you want to play.
Okay,
Like
cool.
the old school, like the Metal Gear ones, where you choose what game.
Yep.
You build your points, your stats, and all stuff like that. except you can bring your character into any of the games. Is that right, Braden?
I think you recreate in the next game, don't you?
No, I think it's all... Oh, maybe you do recreate.
Oh, the hanger.
Yeah, and you've got this very arcadey style of skateboarding that hasn't been around for a while. And I reckon so many of the new generation of kids have grown up with Skate and Skater XL now and stuff like that, where it's this technical weight, you have to do this flick for an ollie, and this is just balls off the wall, punk rock music, sweet hip hop beats, and you just get to do these tricks, these lines. It's a video game of skateboarding, and I think it's still going to be the best video game of skateboarding ever. These two games, and now they're together. Now you got all the moves in them. You got the great graphics. This is easily the best Tony Hawk game ever created.
So I think, like your point, Skate, technically I think is a better game, but this is just way more fun.
Yeah.
Way more fun.
Technically a better game, but technically not a fun game.
Yeah.
Not as fun. Therefore, it's technically not a better game, in my opinion. It has to be fun. Games have to be fun. They can't be a grind. Oh, they can be.
You
know what I mean?
Grind joke.
Yeah, you're grind. You're Braden.
Nice.
Backside.
Tricks.
Is the backside boneless? I can do that in real life. That's the other thing as well. I started playing this, and then the next day I went skating in real life. I hadn't thought about skating in so long, and then I was just like, yep, I'm going out. I felt that thing. I felt like that thing where I wanted to land my feet on the deck bolts again, primo from a kickflip and stuff like that. This game is skateboarding. But it's not as well. It's just... Oh, I can't erection-fied more about this game, than I have.
I can't erection-fi more. You heard it here first. It's going on a t-shirt soon over at the Hack The Dino store.
Braden,
you too can walk around with a shirt saying, I can't erection-fi more.
Braden, you may have to stop this one because I want you to play this video that I found today.
Oh, yes, we can get into it.
I did the same thing, though. Having played this, I haven't jumped on my board for ages, and I need to go down the shops. I didn't drive. I jumped on my board.
Game of the year for Dan? Ooh.
Is it?
Game Boy Dad's asking that. Maybe.
Might be Dan's personal game of the year. Might not be what he thinks.
Because there's that whole thing where I'm just like... Because this game was announced and then came out pretty quick,
Yeah, they've been holding on to it for a while.
February or something?
And I just reckon that... yeah, it could be. Because I was all like, Game of the Year was Ghost of Tsushima. But now I've been playing Ghost of Tsushima for a little bit longer now. I'm kind of getting a little bit bored of it. And I'm like, maybe I will.
Braden, Dan had a video that he wanted to share with us as well.
Oh, yeah. So this video came out today of he got Tony Hawk, this is Tony Hawk, got to work and they'd set him up a real-life skate for him to do. With balloons.
And they put in the sound effects and stuff as well.
Yeah, the sound effects are there, and I was just like, this is so good. And now this is a celebration because, they've done all that. They've been working hard on this game, and his team just put this together for him. I'm like, that's sick.
Look how effortlessly he does this.
Oh yeah, this stuff here. If you did this in real life, that would have been the best day of my life.
And secret tape.
He got the secret tape. Look at him, doesn't know what to do because he's a bony dork.
I love it how he owns it though. There's a part in Video Game High School where they have a fake show called America's Next Top President, and it's a riff on obviously all those game shows. And it gets to the finale where they're choosing who the next president is going to be, and there's a lady there who's the finalist to be the next president, and then Tony Hawk, and the host of the show is going. Just talking to the lady, you're a senator who was able to do blah, 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 and go all these things, blah, blah, blah. And then she goes to Tony Hawk and says, Tony Hawk, you're really good at skateboarding. And he just goes, thank you.
He's the best. He's so good.
He is the best.
You know what else is the best? A little game that I stumbled across, a little trailer on Steam for a game called, I think I copied this down wrong, so I'm just going to take a stab at it. What's it called, Braden?
So, you had it listed as Tall Boys.
But that's the studio that's making it.
That is correct.
Do you know what it's... can you read?
Millistina.
Something like Prisoner, but with millet on the back. Anyway, basically, it's a first-person story, but there's a giant policeman watching you, and you have to escape from this small town, and if you get too far out, the policeman stands up, the policeman grabs you and puts you back where you're supposed to be. And then, Braden, if we can maybe skip towards the end,
Yo.
or maybe find a part where the policeman gets you. But you do things like grab a ladder and put it across the other side of the building in order to get out, and then he's watching you, making sure that you're not getting out there too easily. There's one part towards the end of it where the person successfully gets out of the town. Oh, this might be it here, where actually there he is. You've been seen. The big tall policeman's found you, and he's gonna grab you, and then you have to start again.
Kind of like Dying Light without the zombies.
Yeah, and then
a giant policeman.
Yeah.
This is day 3, so the player has decided he's going to jump on a truck that's passing through the small town in order to get out, and he makes it, and he thinks, oh, he's out of there, and then the policeman goes to grab him, but the truck's too fast, and he's able to run away, and he goes, yes, I've made it! And then the giant policeman just gets up. So you've got this giant...
Takes 1
thousand...
step.
Was it Millisonia? Anyway, look up Tall Boys.
Militsonia?
It looks like a really cool game. It's on Steam at the moment, or coming to Steam.
What a strange
weird
concept.
Strange
I love it.
game, but it's freaking
It's
awesome.
like Stanley Parable, but like a breakout, like prison break thing.
Yeah, mixed in with a first-person physics
Yeah.
simulator, and
Made by someone who was really high?
they're the best
Oh,
type
yeah.
of games.
Yeah, you got to be high to do this. So this is.
Anyway, I've cut some stuff out, Braden, because we're running a bit long, but we will talk about the Witcher Monster Slayer AR game.
You want to
That
add that?
cancel
You
it.
like that?
I want Dan to talk about it because,
What did I
what's
write?
this Pokemon Go / Witcher mashup, Dan?
Well, this is what it is. It's just Pokemon Go. It looks like a hot mess. It looks like Kesha. It's like, this is, like, why would anyone want to play this? Like, look at it. I don't understand, like, Pokemon Go that
As someone
much.
who plays Pokemon Go daily, I would not play this.
And-
It seems to be an
Daily?
adventure game. Yeah, daily. Yeah, I get my daily tasks.
Do you really still play Pokemon Go
I
daily?
play it every single day. I do all the community days. I do all the big events. I spent $23 on that big head horse.
Horse head?
No, head horse. That's his name.
Oh.
Yeah,
Head horse Jeremy.
It looks rubbish.
it looks awful. At least with Pokemon, you can turn off the AR side of it, and it's just a generic background, which I do because it doesn't,
Just got the
drain your
map-
battery.
the map on it.
Yeah, it's just got a generic background. But because they're cartoony animals, they blend in anyway. Whereas these, they've tried to make them sort of realistic, and it just doesn't gel, just doesn't fit.
The fan base for the Witcher video games aren't really the type I would expect to play this.
No.
Well, as well, and it shows it in here. Like, look at these people where they're playing. They're playing in a forest, under the Eiffel Tower, and all these iconic things. Most people are just going to be playing it in their bedroom.
I walked past all those places yesterday.
Oh, did you?
No.
Did you see any of these monsters?
That one.
You know what I mean? Like, most people are going to turn the background thing off.
Yeah.
So what's the point of it?
Yeah.
And like, you got all this, like, looking in here. Oh, look, I found an NPC, and it just, and then the whole point of it is like, it looks like it's that flick sword battles and stuff like that.
That's what I didn't like about that blades on the
Yeah.
Switch, where you had to like hold R and press right across in order to
Yeah.
block the attack, but then press left and that trigger button. Like, it's just too much.
Because there
Like,
was that.
let me just tap on the screen and throw a ball. At
There
your
was that
face.
Harry Potter one of these games as well, wasn't there?
Yeah, Niantic brought that out. That failed miserably.
Is it still out?
Maybe in part to Harry Potter creator being a horrible transphobic person, but hey,
Didn't it fail before that?
who
Well, before that
knows?
was
It
known.
did fail before that.
Who? We can never tell. All we know is J.K. Rowling eat a
Well, because
pickle.
My favorite thing about, sorry, just quickly on that tangent, my favorite thing about the Harry Potter fandom right now is people just pretending that the Harry Potter books were written by an unknown author.
Yeah, that's great.
Everyone being like, oh man, I can't believe these books came out of nowhere and
Yeah.
no one's attached to them.
Who would have thought that we'd never find out who wrote these great pieces of prose?
I
What,
didn't take credit for it.
Do it.
Well, there was.
I wrote them.
Floppy wrote them.
Because I think J.K. Rowling did something else a bit dodgy just recently as well,
I
or
don't know
something
who that
happened.
She does that.
Because like there was supposed to be this Harry Potter game announced. I think it was supposed to be part of that Ubisoft.
Yeah, WB have still got it, and they haven't released it because of all her mouthiness.
for the first thing. But I think she did something else, and it was supposed to be in this one and something else happened.
She's done numerous things. Like, I don't want to dwell on it too much, but she it started a couple of years back where she goes, "Well, I never said Hermione was white. She could have been of color." It's like, no, fuck you. If you would have put that in the book. You're not trying to gain brownie points by retconning your own writing.
Who are you, George Lucas? Bam.
Luckily, she didn't write it. I did, and I'll take those royalty checks.
Cool.
Unknown
Buy some
soldier.
new mics.
Speaking of checks, if you've got some money that you'd like to throw our way, you can on our brand new Patreon tiers. Dan, talk us through it.
I would, but I've lost mine because you've skipped ahead. Here we are. So yeah, so now we guys, I'm gonna sit up a little bit.
Good.
We have a new Patreon tier service. You can see here we've got some stuff happening on the screen. Basically, we just decided that we're just we just decided that we're going to go full tilt with our Patreon. We realized that that was the thing that was really the thing that people were most supporting us with, and we thought, like, all these people have been supporting us on Patreon for so long. Let's make the show revolve around then. So we have some new tiers. We have like $2. You pay $2 a month. You get your name down. You just moved me, Brayden. You get your name at the bottom of the screen. Scroll down. What about you want to do $10 a month? At $10 a month, you get an added whole extra show called Dino More, where we just bugger around. We don't talk about video games. We talk about comics. We talk about movies. We talk about stuff like that. A looser, even more looser show.
More looser.
Yeah.
Dan's just passed out in the corner.
Yeah. Just dead.
Drunk and farting.
Drunk fart man. Then we've got the $15 one where, as you can see above me here, you can be choose to be on the $15 tier, where I, Danny McGuinness, professional artist, professional children's book illustrator, I will draw you. I will put you in a little Hack the Dino badge. I will send you a high-res version of that, which you can do whatever you want with. You can add it to your socials or anything. It's yours. But more importantly, it will be displayed on the show throughout the whole show. We also
Floppy's just realised his part in that Patreon tier, which reads, Floppy will adopt a dog and name it after you. It will become his life partner, and they will move to Spain together. So that's canon.
I've legitimately... Where the hell did that come from?
Well, you should come to these meetings, man. We decided without you.
yeah.
I'm getting a shitload of dogs.
If you want to pay the $20 tier, you get to present a section. So that is stuff like, when we cut to like the live game thing before, which we forgot to do the second time. Oh no, we did it. It'll have up there, like, as an example, like, Floppy Starrick presents this section of the show, and it has his little logo on the opening animation. And then we have the $35, which is basically the corporate ad man, where you get the ad in the middle of the show, as you saw today, which we have one person doing, which is doing a Townsy.
Yay, Townsy!
Yay! So those are the tiers that you guys can get on. So that we're trying to give you guys something. You see your Patreon dollars getting spent. Your name's on the show. You're there. We also have so obviously as you go up in those tiers, you get all the stuff underneath it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And also I forgot to mention as well.
Discord.
We have a private new Discord, which is the Patreon paid for Discord, where basically you get invited into that, and that is where we decide a lot of the show's content. So if we're going to start getting a bit more into it, but we're going to do polls, we're going to do like, if we reach out for
Questions for Dino More.
Questions, even questions in the show we might like throw into here. Stuff like, what's your games room look like, photos and stuff like that. Just, you get more interaction with the show and stuff like that. So we're trying to create a newer, a tighter community. We've got a great community now and we love it, but we just wanted to give you guys something back constantly. So you can see here at the bottom, that's Patreon. So if, if not, and you don't have any money to spend, that is completely fine. You can watch us live on Twitch every second Friday, or this gets put up onto our YouTube now just as a block show. You can watch it your video on demand and stuff like that. But yeah, so I just want to thank all those beautiful people that are scrolling at the bottom of the screen for the whole show, and everyone that's supporting us over on Patreon. So if you like what you see here, please go over to Patreon. Our Patreon plug isn't going to be this long every show, but we've just got the new tier system in. We've got the new look of the show, the more laid back. We're on a couch. We might change it to a chair. We're also going to upgrade our mics, and we're also going to start getting guests on the show.
And we're going to be probably streaming more games with all of us sort of taking turns. Probably will be a half-hour notice. Like, hey, Ben's going to stream Fortnite. Go and laugh at it, how bad he is. Or Floppy's going to stream Metal Gear Solid. Go and be awesome. We're all going to take it in turns, just putting it up there. We've got big plans for the show. We've decided that Twitch is where we're going to focus. So jump on board, tell your friends, come and do the follow button and join us live for the chats. And if you've got a little bit of cash and you want a little avatar drawn up, be sure to head over to patreon.com/hackthedino and have some fun with us there.
So yeah, get all over it, guys. We love you so much. This is so fun now. It's so much easier for us.
Oh.
The reason is we've cut down this. Oh,
There you go.
thank you very much. I'm here for the beards, for the follow.
Thank you.
The reason we have changed this up and doing it in this more looser manner is all of us have gotten quite busy in our lives. I've got a child. My wife is just going to have to go back to work from having the child. So I'm having to look up being a more of a full-time, like a real dad. I actually have to start being a parent. And stuff like that. Ben's getting busier. We're all getting a little bit busier. I run my business. I do my children's book. So we just haven't had enough time. But it seems to be working fine. Brayden seems to be finding the videos.
Yeah, it seems to be going good.
Apparently, I'm going to stream Halo.
Sweet.
No, I'm going to stream Hatterful Boyfriend.
I've got a Halo Master Chief
Dude,
collection.
actually do it.
I'll stream Pokemon. I'll go shiny hunting. Anyone want to watch shiny hunting? No?
Shiny Honey.
Okay. Hey, let's talk about free games. That's right.
Free games if you pay for them.
Attorney Hawk, skateboarder at law, is here to disagree with false statements like that one. We've got a couple of PS Plus games out. PUBG is free for PS Plus people, which is pretty cool. And Street Fighter V base game. Now, I had Street Fighter V since launch. It was the reason I bought a PS4, because it was exclusively there and on PC. To my surprise, because I purchased it, all I had to do was delete the game while keeping my save on there, then download the PS Plus version, and I instantly got upgraded to the Champion Edition free of charge.
Yes, you
That
did.
was sweet. So I decided to jump on there the other night and have some games online. That didn't turn out well.
Not free of charge. You paid for it.
But yeah, the Street Fighter, don't play online unless you really enjoy getting cheap shotted and
I know a
wiped.
guy who's really good at it.
I'm relatively good
No, I mean
on
a
the
guy who's
arcade,
really good.
I love that.
on the
Like,
arcade machine.
I love that the chat has just been going on about your shiny head since you mentioned shiny the whole time.
What I do like, you can see it there.
Shiny head.
Brayden, go out to the full one. You notice under this lighting, my eyebrows don't show up. I've noticed that for years. But go closer.
Oh.
They're there. They're there.
Are they?
Only when you lift them up.
You Mona Lisa motherfucker.
But yeah, stream Street Fighter. I will gladly stream Street Fighter. And you can all laugh at how bad I am at
What
that
about
game.
PUBG?
I've never played PUBG.
Never?
I'll stream PUBG.
Are you gonna download it and give it a go? Who's
I'm
a PUBG
terrible.
Like
fan?
Fortnite, but
I'm terrible at it.
real.
I'd rather play Fortnite with the happy cartoon characters. That's a lot more fun.
I've been playing was that Daisy? You know that one?
Yeah.
Yep.
The one where you set in like a Russian town or whatever, and I just can't find anyone else in it, and I end up just dying of starvation every time because I just don't know what to do.
I played that. I got good gear and everything, and then I met a person, and I was like, great, I'm going to make friends with this person, and we're going to be able to achieve things. No, they shot me.
Yeah, great. Do you wax your head, Ben?
No. So it's just shaved very. I'm hesitant to get the razor out because like it's like you can see there. I've still got some of the little hair
Kind
follicles.
of looks like Velcro.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot like Velcro.
He just uses his.
Um,
It's shiny because of his man musk.
I would like. I would like to maybe razor it one day, but I'm afraid of cutting my forehead up.
These
like
are
a
the
wrestler.
questions we want the chat asking. I love it. And you got any other questions? Like, have you seen Floppy's new haircut?
Yeah, Floppy looks like a Pidgeotto even more now.
Nah, you can say that as much as you like, man. That's just because I look fly and you look shiny.
Shiny flies.
Yeah, a shiny Pidgeotto. I'd rather have a shiny Pidgeotto than a regular old boring ass one.
I'm here for the beards. This video game show has really devolved.
All right, we'll get back on. We're just going to cut out a couple of stories because we are running too long.
It's your Xbox.
Game
No,
Pass.
oh,
Game
yeah,
Pass.
all right,
Pass.
we'll
What
talk
do we
about
got coming
that.
to Game Pass? We've got Disgaea 4 Complete Plus Edition and the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance.
Go to the
Tactics
Disgaea
game.
4, like trailer Braden.
Dark Crystal, The Age of Resistance was a really good show. Like, that freaked me out when I was a kid because they're all puppets, and they're all
Yes.
puppets again. Little known fact, the kid who played the baby in Labyrinth What's his name?
It doesn't matter.
Yes, I know.
Anyway, that kid, he grew up to work on Age of Resistance as
He was a puppeteer.
Yeah,
he's a
all
puppeteer.
about it. He never left that whole...
So it's good to see childhood trauma is still alive and well and dictating what you do for the rest of your life.
Have you guys ever played a Disgaea game?
No.
I've always wanted to, and I bought a couple, but I haven't got around to playing them yet.
This
They
one's
look cool.
This one's oh man, look at that.
It's like Demon Rolled from Animal Crossing.
It's a very strange game. It has super humor in it. Like it's actually kind of funny, and but it's like tactics game, like Final Fantasy Tactics. If you've ever played Final Fantasy Tactics, it's But the best one is I think 5, the one where you play a demon, and that's the one that never comes up on sale. I've been waiting for it because it's the perfect game to play on Switch because that kind of game, you know, play a little bit, put it down, go from there. But yeah, I really love the Disgaea games. I would, if now it's free, if you've never had a go of them and you've thought about playing tactics games, it's a really good one to do, and it really easily eases you into it. You know what I mean? Like there's so much to do, but it takes a while to unlock every part of it. And now we've got the Age of Resistance, which is another tactics game. 2 tactics games. This is weird. Look at it. What's going on?
I don't know. You're playing
It kinda looks like
Playing a couple of gelflings, mate.
The entirety of Dark Crystal just makes me so uncomfortable.
I'm having a bath.
Yeah, you should have seen it in the 80s, dude. That was some scary
The
times.
Mystics and the Skeksis all over.
The Skeksis are scary
The
as hell.
Gargotham.
Yeah,
Just
I
disgusting.
got really scared of it as a kid.
The Skeksis, yeah.
The Gargotham and Olgra. She used to scare me.
Oh,
Pulls
yeah.
out her eye. Gelfling. No, that's Yoda.
Same thing. Okay, so we're going to jump ahead a couple of stories. And Dan, you wanted to discuss the retro game stands, which are live on Kickstarter right now.
Yes, I would. I keep on like
I don't care about these.
No, same here. I was talking to Brady
You don't
just before
care?
the show.
I haven't got the space.
I understand it's there to make some space, but you don't have a lot of carts. Yeah?
No, I don't have cards. I have more disc space.
As someone who has a lot of Nintendo carts, like Super Nintendo carts are hopeless to display.
Yep.
They just you can't stack them because they've got a slight on them. And then this guy's created this bloody stacking system that you can, it's just a PVC, it'll show it later. You clip the carts into it and you can see in the shelves. It just tears them up so you can see them all there, like on the shelves finally. And it does happen. Like, I mean, not everyone's got all their, their SNES games boxed and stuff like that. 3D prints them up for you. It's a Kickstarter. He's got
But they're $35 each.
No, they're not, are they? No, if you get a bunch of them.
Also, don't get me wrong. I didn't say that they weren't cool, and I think they're a great idea, but I can't see lots of people buying them because I don't see...
Well, he's already made $35,000.
Oh, shut up, dude.
And he's still got like 2 weeks to go. So he's doing quite well.
Oh, shut right up.
Look, I reckon they're cool. There is a really, really good design for it. But only if you've got the space and only got the room.
Show the picture of one, bro. There's a picture of just like them without the thing on it. I thought it looked really cool.
Let me find it here. That one?
Yeah, like, it's such a simple idea. And it's just, there was so many things. Because what I reckon as well, these would fit into those, those IKEA squares that everyone's got.
Yeah.
Like those over there.
Like those over there. And I just thought it's just I just saw it and I was like, oh my God, why hasn't someone just done this? Or wait, I mean, it's a pretty easy thing to probably 3D print yourself now he's showing you how to do it. But, but 3D printing, that would take a while.
The amount of geeky guys at home who have a 3D printer would just see this and go, oh yeah, I'll do that too.
And if you've got a massive retro game collection and you want to display, you've popped a bunch of money into it. Go down to the tiers, Braden, to the very low one. It's just like you can get on the side, the tiers.
Oh yes.
What's the one that's like the most amount of money?
$1,000 or more. Retail or game room makeover. Get a large number of stands at the lowest price. 200 stands at any style that gets unlocked. They have like
That's too much. Go one up.
Well, for $665 US, you get enough to display an entire NES, SNES, and Sega Genesis collection.
There you go. And if you, obviously you're not going to spend that much, but I reckon you could do a whole collection for a couple $100. And that's not much to make a games room look like sick.
Do you know what else is sick?
Vomiters, people?
Dan versus the world.
Dan
versus
the world.
Yeah, we're getting time.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for us to play Dan versus the World, where Dan, representing Dan, takes on the world, represented by Brayden and by Floppy. I have 4 songs here from video games, past, present, or future. I will play the first 5 to 10 seconds of a song. Dan will have the first guess, followed by the world having a guess, and they'll go back and forth for 5 guesses. At the end of that, they have to try and discover or guess where that music came from, which game, whereabouts. I need the full title of the game and not to bump the microphone. They can try and guess beforehand. However, if they get it wrong, the point goes to the other person. So at the end of the last round, Dan was on 32 and the world was on 32. But just before we get into it, there is a little bit of music that I wanted to play. So I have been reading this fantastic book that I've got in my hands here. It's called Metal Gear Solid, Hideo Kojima's magnum opus. Now, I think I got this through I Am 8-Bit. It is a 230-page book.
I thought you were going to say dollars, and I was going to shoot a brick.
No, it's only like $15-20. And it's, one of those fan-made books you can get. But half of the book is explaining the chronological order and storyline, which is what helped me work out what the hell was going on. And then it goes into other things like music and the games and what's going on behind the scenes at Konami with Kojima and Kojima leaving Konami and that whole furor that went on. Really good book. I really recommend it. So you can find that somewhere. Just look up Metal Gear Solid book and that's the cover. But while I was reading that, I came across this little bit of information. They said the reason that the Metal Gear Solid theme that was on the PlayStation, the first and second game, didn't appear in 4 and 5 due to plagiarism controversies. So what I'm going to do now is, just before we start, I've got the Metal Gear Solid theme here. I'm just going to play a couple of seconds for you guys to listen to familiarize yourself.
I know this one.
Okay, so this part here. Okay, so we all know that theme very well. The da 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 da.
How's it going?
Da 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 da. All right, so that was the
Thank you.
Metal Gear Solid theme. Now this one starts off a little bit quiet, but this is what they were claiming the song was plagiarized off. So just have a listen, see if you can pick it up.
I can't hear anything.
Oh.
Now, what do you guys think of that? Can you
Sound-
hear?
Sounds similar.
It's real close.
It is real close. Now, my daughter has been doing piano since she was 6 years old. She's almost 13 now, so she understands music a lot more than me. So before I came here today, I sat her down. I said, all right, I need you to describe to me. I played her both and said, do they sound similar? And she went, oh, yeah, kind of, but not really. I said, what if I told you one of these was written in 1977 by a Russian composer, and one was from Metal... She goes, I know Metal Gear, Dad. Okay. I said, is it possible that that person listened to that and copied it? And she said, it's possible, but probably not. And I said, well, why is that? And she said, because there's too much of a difference between it. It's in a different key, there's different timing, and different notes are hit in between it. So I said, all right, is it possible that it was a coincidence that I can not have heard that song and created this? And she went, yeah, absolutely. So for me, I heard that, and many other people, as outlined in the book, think that the composer, who I forget the name of now, actually plagiarized that music from this classical composer for the Metal Gear Solid theme. However, it was never proven. And I was listening to it, and I thought, no, that's clearly plagiarized. But apparently someone who actually knows music doesn't think so, and that is the case now as well. Right, should we get into the game?
Yeah. So the reason I've taken my glasses off is I don't want to read the chat. So
Yeah, chat, now behave. Now Floppy and Dan can't see. However, Brayden can. So if you put what the song is in the chat, Brayden is disqualified.
if you know it, keep it to yourself.
You're a part of the world. Don't get yourselves disqualified. All right, here we go. Here is the first song. Whoops. Here's the first song.
Oh, 6.
Anyway, question number 1, Dan.
I've got my questions written down here because I don't repeat my same questions. Is it on a disc or a cartridge?
It is on a disc.
Ooh.
Question number 1, World.
Okay. What color is the console it appeared on first?
Ooh.
You ratty bastard.
Ooh, it can come in one of 2, 3, 4. Without exclusive variants, come in one of 5 colors.
One of 5.
Question number 2.
Is it a AAA game?
Yes. Question number 2, World.
Colourful consoles.
What year was that version released?
I don't know the exact year, but it was early 2000s. Question number 3, Dan.
What genre of game is it?
It's a fighting game.
As in, like brawler or fight, like 2-on-2,
Well,
1-on-1?
that's another question, isn't it?
No, it's not. You have to tell me the genre.
A fighting game. A fighting game is a genre. World, question number 3.
Different.
Huh?
Brawler is different.
Okay.
That legitimately has confused me a little bit, but that's fine. Can you play, like, you pick from a large roster of characters?
Yes. Question number 4, Dan.
So what we got?
Braden knows what it is, by the way.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he totally does. I can
I wasn't
tell.
even listening
So
to the
Bobby.
music. I just thought I'd work it out.
Dude, you should have listened to the music. It was pretty similar.
What
Yep.
is...
Uh-huh.
I'm going to try and make up a question. So it's a fighting game. Do you use weapons?
You can do.
You can.
Yep.
Hmm.
Question number 4, World.
Braden, you want to go for it?
Yeah, I'm going to go for it. I think I might have it. Is it Super Smash Bros. Brawl?
Yes, it is.
Hey,
Good
yes.
job, Braden.
I
Snake.
loved that one.
Thought it was Mortal Kombat. Deception.
The theme to Metal Gear didn't give it away?
The one that we just listened to?
Yeah, but it was like a hot trap remix.
It was, and I thought...
As
that
soon as you
was-
said 5 colours, I knew the Wii.
Yep. Oh, it wasn't the Wii, though.
Oh, was that...
Brawl was the GameCube.
GameCube, sorry.
Was that the Metal Gear theme from it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, here we go. Song number 2.
Are you getting called out in the chat? Brawl was on
Yeah,
Wii.
yeah, we all saw it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I thought...
Question number 1.
We should tell that. So Brawl was not on Wii, it was on GameCube. So there we go.
No, Brawl was not on GameCube, it was on Wii.
Oh, the other way around, yeah. Well, so we got it wrong twice. No.
Yes,
but
we as a collective all got it wrong.
Yeah.
Everyone, we're all in this together.
what
Pretty sure I
console is
said
it on,
Wii.
mate?
This one is on the Wii U.
Are you sure?
Shit, it was the MSX.
Same diff. Well, question number
It's on
1.
the Ouya.
Probably more popular.
Is this franchise known for a character saying something similar to the Ouya?
Yes. Yes.
What?
Yeah, if we're thinking the same thing, that's a very good question. Well done. All right, question number 2.
What was it? Wii?
Wii U.
Wii U.
It's only about 5 games. So
Some weird question that Braden said. I wasn't listening to the music, so what is...
it's the very basic
only
thing
thing
of
you
the
have-
game.
It's the
I kinda
only
did.
thing you got to do.
Sounded like... Who is the protagonist?
There's many.
Many protagonists.
Yep.
Did you mean antagonist?
No,
No.
protagonist, hero.
Alright, pro.
You play different heroes.
Heroes, hey?
Question number 2. World.
Iron Man.
Floppy, you got anything in mind? Or...
I'm completely lost on this. I think you have an idea.
Yeah, I have a little bit of an idea, but I'm not sure if, like, I don't know the
Well,
titles
it's a
per
good thing
se.
you've got 3 questions to try
Would
and
you
narrow
like me
it
to
down.
ask a question?
Have we talked about similar things?
Yes. This show?
This show.
Yes, yes.
I'm
Wait,
lost.
have we talked about the game?
Question number
We've
3, Dan.
mentioned it in this show.
We've talked about
Similar game.
a similar game this show.
Wait, did we ask what kind of game it was? I don't want to know that, but did we ask that?
No, you haven't yet.
Braden might know what it is.
Braden definitely knows what it is.
Oh, really? I'm just
Yeah.
I
gonna
just
block.
don't know if I know the whole title.
I'm just gonna say one again because I don't know. Is it? If Braden knows it, is it Hyrule Warriors?
Yes! Oh my gosh!
Because I knew it was a Zelda theme, and it was like a jazzed up rock. I thought it was the Cadence
Twitch
one.
people, can someone please clip out my surprise there when Dan guesses that correctly?
So what was Braden's
Clip that.
clue?
My thing, Dan said Ouya, and it made me think of how Link goes.
Oh.
Do you want to know an interesting story behind that? I only realised this a couple of months
No.
ago. When I train with karate, there's
Do you do karate?
Yeah, I do, actually. For a couple of years, second-hand black belt.
Karate.
Anyway,
Watch Cobra
I heard
Kai.
that Cobra Kai's not accurate.
when you punch, one of the breathing exercises, they get you to do what's called a ki, which is
It's like a great car brand.
Yeah, it's you're supposed to breathe out when you make impact in order to tense your stomach muscles,
Yep.
blah, blah, blah. I noticed the other week I was doing it, and my ki sounds like Link when he's doing a sword attack. Like, legitimately, I go, hang on. And sure enough, I go,
You got a cool story, Bob.
what? I got what?
Cool story, Bob.
Oh, no, you've broken Floppy. We got another one still?
Yeah, we got a couple.
It's a cool story, Bob.
I think Floppy's broken.
It's Bob Ross, man.
Yeah.
Cool story.
Yeah. Okay, Floppy needs to take his meds.
Keep
In
going.
the
Let's
meantime,
go.
here's
Yeah.
the next song.
Better stop. We're going to clip for that.
Okay, so question number 1, Dan.
Which version of the game is this from?
Uh,
No, don't say that's it.
That
That was a joke. That was a joke question. We all know it.
Yeah, this is really, you just have to narrow it down, but in a way that won't answer it for Floppy and I as well.
Can I have a handy hint? Cryptic hint.
Cryptic hint.
So hard that I don't know it. Braden won't know it.
Well,
Then
that's...
What's the point?
Good luck, Ben, as the person on the couch knowing the least about this game.
You can do sick flips in it.
No, you can't.
Okay, question number 1, Ward.
You have to narrow it down of which game it is without giving it away to the other person.
But that's the thing. The questions I want to ask. To
Hang
try
on,
and
I don't
narrow
know
it
which one
down.
it's. I don't know which one it's from. Though.
Hang on. The platform isn't going to give away...
No, the platform won't give it away. Well, wait, actually, no, it would.
Or narrows it down.
It does, but it narrows it down to one game.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, well, I mean, if it's on modern consoles, it does.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Braden's on the right track, by the way. There is a way to work out which one this is, and it's on that path.
I wasn't listening. Damn it.
For fuck's sake, Dan.
You
Was
both
it?
would just not be here, Dan.
I know, I'm just thinking. I won the last one
Just come in and guess something at the end.
and win.
Was
Yeah.
it released like further back than 5 years ago?
Yes. Okay, question number 2, Dan.
Damn it. As we all know, I just don't know which one it is. Is it? Oh, you don't know anything about the game.
Yeah, that's what I was. I was,
can't-
like, I was gonna ask for levels or something, and it's like Ben doesn't know that.
There is one thing I do know because I watched a video on it last night.
Thank God.
So if you want a cryptic hint, I can do that.
You do that. Hang on, let's do your cryptic hint. What is it?
This game has punji pits in it.
I know now.
Hey, there we go. See, I was helpful.
Yeah.
Right, just do it,
I
Brad.
knew a thing.
Question number 2.
Is this one Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2?
Yes,
Hey.
for the Nintendo 64 because one wasn't on the 64, I believe.
And Brian David Gilbert over at Polygon did an excellent video looking
On
at
punji pits. There you
why
go.
Punji Pits, a Vietnam war tactic, is in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2.
There we are. See?
I trust you to find the one that's on Nintendo.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Last song because we're doing 4 now, by the way.
Oh man, that's so. right now.
Question number 1, Dan.
Is it on? Is it an indie game?
No. Question number 1, World.
I love the chat just knows them all instantly.
Uh,
They're like, oh, easy.
how many characters can you play as?
4, maybe?
What was the answer in mine? Was it an indie game? No.
I'm not 100% sure on that,
Oh.
but you can definitely play as more than 2. Question number 2, Dan.
What art style does it have? Of graphics?
Pixel art.
Oh, pixel art?
Mm-hmm.
More than one player?
World.
See, I think I might know it because I think I've learnt how Ben's brain works a little bit. I think I
Is it
might know
Nintendo?
what it is. Has it been released yet?
Yes.
Okay,
What question is that?
it's a good one.
Could be a game that's not out yet.
Question number 3, Dan.
What tools do you use if you do use tools or things?
What?
What tools do you use in the game?
Tools as in like...
Or weapons? What do you use? What do you have anything?
You can use your fists, you can use lead pipes, you can use baseball bats. Question number 3, World.
Is it Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the game?
Yes. Yes, it is.
But is it the new edition or the old one?
The old one.
That's
Is he
why
sure
I
that
asked
hasn't
if it
come
had
out
been
yet?
released.
God damn it.
Yep.
I knew it.
Alright.
As soon as you said polls, I was like, oh, I know what it is. Polls.
So at the end of that episode of Dan vs. the World, Dan's on 33, performing abysmally tonight against the World, who now has 35. Can Dan catch up?
Thanks to Braden.
Only way you'll find out is by tuning in next time. Braden, take us out. We've been Hack the Dino. This has been our live show, or not if you're listening to it on SoundCloud or Spotify or iTunes, or if you're watching us over at youtube.com/Hack the Dino. But this isn't the only thing we do. Dan, do you have a side project you like to talk about?
I do. I also do TerraVision Horror Podcast, which is a podcast about...
Jesus.
Sorry,
What was your television about?
I do a
About jump
podcast.
scares?
So me and Jennifer the Batman Strand, or Jennifer the Dream Warrior, we do a horror movie podcast called TerraVision Horror Podcast. That's over on, SoundCloud, all major podcasting services. We do it weekly. It goes up every Tuesday. So if you want to hear me, I love horror films. So if you want to, we go through, we watch a film each week and we talk about it. We do the horror news and stuff like that. We do Scream Watch 2020. And you know what happened this week in Scream Watch today? Neve Campbell signed on to Scream 5.
And
Saw
the
that.
cop as well.
Oh, yeah. Arquette was already on. Courtney Cox was already on.
No, the female cop. There's a female
Oh, yeah,
cop?
the lady from Scream 4.
Yeah.
And
saw it.
also the guy who is Wee Huey in The Boys. He's in it as well. That actor, he's got a name. Braden, what's his name?
Is he the main boy? Or...
Yeah, he's like the guy that comes into it.
He's the Simon Pegg.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I
Simon
don't know.
Pegg.
David
son.
Arquette in it.
Yeah.
I thought he died.
Anyway. No, that's just his wrestling career.
Anyhow, go over to you can search for us, TerraVision Horror Podcast on all my just search for that. Oh, it's right there in the thing, the SoundCloud. So check that out if you want to go there. Please follow us or sub to us or at least like our videos or comment on them and tell us how shit they are. It all helps it out. Ben.
Me? No, we'll go over to Floppy. Floppy, where you want to plug?
You can throw yourself over onto Instagram. Check us out. Check me at Floppy Plays Games. Have a look at stuff that I've bought. Stuff that I already own but might like to show you.
Shopping.
Stuff. Yeah, shopping.
Got a really
Cat
good,
food.
some good dim sims on special the other day.
I'd watch them.
Pretty
on Bloody
retro
Disney.
orange slow cookers. Everyone that was a favourite for a while.
Yeah, I can't believe that. That was on our last game hunt, wasn't it?
That was wild. That was
We
the
need to
most
do that again. Hey, Chad, do you want to see all of us go on a video game hunt and try and find stuff like when shops open up again?
Who?
Us, the Hack the Dino team.
Oh, Chat. I thought you said Chad. And I'm like, who's Chad?
The Chad.
The Chad. Can we call the Chad from now on?
All right. Hey, Chad. Anyway, yeah. So Floppy Plays Games over on Instagram. Braden, what do you do?
Yo, myself and my friends, we do a little podcast called Millennial Movie Talk, where we
Nice.
talk about movie news and stuff. We talk about what we've been watching, and we also do a little homework every week where we set something to watch and come back and talk about it the next week, and we continue on about that. Finally, now that movie theaters are open again and the box office is a thing again, we have the return of Finance with Alex breaking down the box office. It's real
Wow,
sad.
that sounds riveting.
I've been
Let's talk financials, everyone.
I've been listening to his podcast, and they've been doing this thing where like Alex controls like the stings, like the things, and they've had this like ongoing joke where he keeps recreating this sting, and then it went to the future, and then future Alex came back and redid the sting, and it was just
We
like
had,
this.
if anyone knows from More Than Enough or Pretty Much It, Jacob over there, he made a guest appearance. He's a regular on the show as well, as a bit of a fun Zoom call guest. But yeah,
That was really good. Like,
it's good fun.
he's a real American actor, man, creator and stuff. I love at the end of the show now, like this whole thing of like in our talk out bit here that everyone goes crazy on the emotes in this part. This is the best place to do it. It's great.
And finally, Dan's going to talk really, really favourably about my podcast, Retro Trigger Pod. Take it away, Dan.
What am I doing it?
Because you spoke so well of Braden's stuff and Floppy's
Ben
Instagram
does the
page.
one called Retro Trigger Podcast, where you can go over that on.
What's your favourite episode, Dan?
The one with me on it.
Well, what other
Sean-
episodes have you listened to, Dan?
Sean Fuster's one was great. And
Oh, yeah, what did he talk about?
Transformers.
Yeah, and what else?
Why are you quizzing me on this?
Because I'm calling you on your bullshit! Anyway, yeah, Richard Trigger Pod.
How many of
Retro...
you listen to my podcast? You would have never listened to our Terrorvision.
That's not the point! Retro Trigger Pod, we've got a new episode coming out next Friday with Ben from the Toy Power podcast, where he talks about He-Man and Masters of the Universe.
Great story.
Good story, Bob.
And I still don't get that. Like, I don't get memes, so I'm old. Your shit's lost on me. Anyway, we've been Hack the Dino. You can follow us on all the Instagrams, Twitter, socials. Head on over to Facebook, where we post and talk about news stuff. There's a Discord, but it's very, very quickly going to be moving to a Patreon-only Discord, so make sure you head over to patreon.com/hackthedino. For as little as $2 a month, you can jump into that Discord and get heaps of really, really cool bonus stuff and have your name scrolling along the bottom. And if you're smart, you'll sign up to Discord under like something that you want to promote, and then we're forced to put your promoted thing underneath the banner, and then everyone who watches it... Not that we would do that, but yeah.
I got the mosquito.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, there has been a mosquito flying around
Anyway,
here.
hackthedino.com. That'll go somewhere. But twitch.tv/hackthedino, youtube.com/hackthedino. Look up Hack the Dino. We're there. We're there. We're there.